I'm not doing this because I want to take long showers with you assholes.
Ain't you them kids that have been quacking off in my tool shed?
By a bunch of fargan iceholes like yourself.
Yeah, well, listen, you ought to just stick the itch in the car with now and get in with us, but that's all right. We'll worry about that later.
Oh, my God. There's 100 morons in my basement.
It's you, Larry.
Lollygaggers. Diamond dogs have struck again.
Real pretty.
No, they could be a lot worse.
Why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas, looking for strippers and cocaine.
1, 2, 3, Transformers!
Live from Scott's parents' basement, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
The Basement Benchwarmers Podcast back another week. Another week of the NFL's passed. MLB Playoffs are heating up, as they always do. It's NBA starts next Tuesday already. The Milwaukee Bucks defend their title. What else? So hockey started tonight. A lot of things going on.
Really?
Wow. It is the pinnacle of sports beginning next Tuesday. You'll be able to watch 4 sports for a few weeks.
And the Broadway season's picking up.
Yes. Meow. That's my cats, I think. Is that how cats? I didn't even see cats.
Yeah, Mr. Mistopheles. Oh, he rocks.
What?
I have no idea.
That is very cultured.
He's told me one time he goes to see foreign films, so he sees a lot of boobies in them. That's the only reason he said those. So that's all. Yeah, culture my ass.
And those foreign boobies like hang a different direction. It's weird.
Those boobies,
because you know why it's like the toilet flushes differently down in Australia. I'm sorry.
They're very cultured.
Yes. Okay, so speaking of boobies, Ed, what'd you do this past week?
Did you go buy that book that we looked at down at
I did.
Airbnb?
Yeah, my naked vegan book.
Yeah.
No, I actually was up north for like 5 days hunting and just spending a lot of time out in the woods. But it was a madhouse on like Friday and Saturday. It's probably gonna be like the last nice weekend before it starts snowing. There was all the city folk from Minneapolis and everything.
Wasn't it youth weekend as well?
It was youth hunt, yeah. So that's why I was up there, because my niece she's 10. It was her first time going. She didn't get a deer, but she saw a few. Got to, point the gun at them and, get used to being quiet on stands. So it's kind of cool.
That's cool.
But there was a lot of like city folk up there riding their 4-wheelers everywhere, dragging their boats. The bars were all just packed. And it's kind of weird because, it's usually all just hillbillies. And then, I feel like sophisticated when I'm around them. But, I started noticing, though, you can tell the city folk from the regular folk up there, because like a lot of the ladies up there, they you can tell city folk ones because they chew Copenhagen instead of Red Man like the locals. So it's
the breath smells good when you kiss them, right, Ed?
Yeah. I do not kiss the locals up there because I don't want to get bit by that single tooth. I forgot about this. So we do run into a guy out in the middle of the woods out there. I mean, and they're running dogs for like these sharp-tailed grouse. These guys come in from all over the country. Yeah. So they're from like Montana and stuff, and they're chasing them on horses with like fake like caps, like instead of like blanks.
Yeah.
And they're out there, and we're like, what the hell's going on? We see these horses running through these fields and stuff. So we go up there and start talking to this guy. He's like, oh, we come from Montana, Nebraska. And I'm concentrating on his one goddamn tooth right in the bottom center. How that sucker doesn't go either way, like get knocked off either, I can't figure it out. I'm mesmerized by this tooth.
Is it like his corn on the cob eating tooth?
Dude, he probably opened bottles with this thing. It was perfect. It was ridiculous.
So, when you got one, you got to really, worship it.
He must really, he brushes that one 3 times a day.
Do you think he has an electric?
That's where the
it goes around the edge.
Yeah, he doesn't have a teeth brush. He has a toothbrush.
He's like a pheasant. He just chews rocks. That's all he does.
We're just staring at him. My brother goes, we close the window. He goes, can you freaking believe that? I was like, I couldn't concentrate.
Eric, what'd you do this past week?
It was definitely a kids kind of weekend. A lot of soccer games and homecoming for Bradford. So, but yeah, some good stuff happened. My son, oldest son, got his PR for personal best for cross country. Ella and Scott's daughter Sienna, they advanced to the state cup finals, which is great. Logan actually played his best 9 holes score wise on a real course, like a regular sized course, but playing from the forward tees, but he actually recorded a 55.
Oh, nice.
Which, if you think about it, and it was at that same place that I kind of hyped up the other day, that Stonewall Orchard in Grays Lake.
Yeah.
Great course. So we went out there again, but yeah, great weekend. Homecoming was a hit. My oldest and his buddies did this vintage look. So he got kind of this old school, like almost like something from the 30s suit. And he actually had top hat and gloves. And then he had a monocle, which was really cool. And then they took my father-in-law's Model A out, which was pretty awesome. So the pictures were really cool.
I saw the picture there. I thought they were going for the Dumb and Dumber thing.
Yeah, kind of had the same.
I mean,
well, anything that Jackson does kind of lends itself to the dumb and he's not listening. He's not listening.
But it was cool.
It was really cool. It was his idea, and it was.
You go down to Bjorn's and get those.
They ordered all that stuff on Amazon. We looked at Bjorn's, but Bjorn's didn't have exactly what he was looking for. So
do you have like a lady date and everything?
No, they just kind of all go as friends nowadays. It seems like.
Well, I was just wondering what the ladies were dressed like. They showed up in poodle skirts. They were way off on their decades.
Yeah, they weren't part of the. They weren't part of the.
They were dressed like Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah. They weren't that route.
I thought you said the 1830s.
They had jeans and flannel shirts.
Go with a hands-made tail.
Yeah.
Was it outside or inside?
I have no idea.
That's horrible.
I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't have a date?
I didn't have a date.
I did.
You went to last week's prom.
Yeah.
At Tremper. I forgot.
Yeah, that's junior prom's usually right up my alley.
Okay. So are you good?
Speaking of Sadie Hawkins.
Speaking of 1930s look, really?
You asking what the hell I did? I actually did something this weekend. Yeah. I went to Michigan, stopped in Kalamazoo, and what's the name of the brewery?
The name of the brewery is One Well Brewing out of Kalamazoo, and we're drinking a bourbon barrel-aged wizard potion. It is not the beer of the week.
No, but it's
damn good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, very good.
I might not get to the beer of the week. It's so it's strong.
Does Derek Jeter still live there? I don't think so. I think he kind of left that Kalamazoo in the
he's
back.
down in is he in Miami or something like that? Does he own a team down there?
Tampa or
Yeah, I
something.
think he owns.
He's part of the Marlins, right?
Yeah,
He owns.
for
He's
sure.
part owner of the Marlins. Yeah.
So and went to the hometown of Flint, and I came back alive. Believe it or not.
Did you drink the water?
I did not drink the water.
That's why you came back alive.
That's right. And went to the old stomping ground and had a couple of cocktails and stuff like that, and went to East Lansing and watched a soccer game. So
Oh yeah, I saw they won too. Good for them.
They
Ohio
did.
State they
Beat Ohio State.
beat
didn't they?
Ohio
That's
State
awesome.
1-0, and the referee tried to give it back to Ohio State towards the end of the game, called a handball. Girls got her arms like next to her body, and yeah, it catches a little bit of it, but it's not like she knocked it down. And referee gave her a penalty kick, but the goalie saved it. And that goalie was named Big Ten Keeper of the Week.
Wow.
Nice.
So did she play most of the game, or how much did?
Yeah,
did she
yeah,
do?
they did. She did.
She did, okay.
In and out. She just missed a header.
What position is she? A forward?
Striker.
Striker. Okay.
Yep.
All
Cameron Evans, striker.
right. Wow.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And she reminded me. She goes, "When am I going to be on our podcast?" So I said,
Oh, absolutely.
after the season.
We have the Brewer game on right now, and Colton Wong just had the worst possible bunt in the history of situational baseball. He popped us the catcher because he slaps the bat at it.
He
and
slapped,
does not let the ball come to him like he should. This is why they need to practice bunting every day in practice. But they don't do it because it's not part of the game.
No,
anymore.
home runs. We're going to get a home run.
And right there would have been a nice time for a bunt. So anyway, my weekend, my wife surprised me with a trip for my birthday to Key West. I was in this weekend. One of the best places on earth, I believe. It was a good time. We had fun, ate some good food, had a lobster roll. You didn't enjoy. I don't know about anybody else, but great lobster roll I had. I thought of you when I ate it.
Nice.
That's kind of weird, but
I like lobster.
I was like, oh, Ed.
It's all over his chin.
Everybody else disappeared at that point.
Ed, I'm not. He's like, what are you doing? I don't know.
Dripping all over his
Mayo's
chest.
dripping right here.
That wasn't the only thing dripping.
This reminds me of our trip to Chicago.
Ate at a Cuban place. I found out Cuban food is good. Very good. But it's all they do is give you meat.
Yeah.
It's just meat.
Is that a bad thing?
No, but it's good meat.
Yeah.
It's very good.
A little spiced up and
was legit. Very
Yeah.
good seasonings, different flavors, very good food. If you never had Cuban food, besides a Cuban sandwich, which is down there as a go-to, you got to have a Cuban sandwich. But I had it before, but it was very good. Just like Eric said, our daughter's advanced to State Cup. My daughter actually scored a goal this weekend.
Yeah.
In game 1 or 2, game 1.
It was the first game.
Yep, game 1. And then my son scored tonight in one of his final varsity games for
I thought you were going to say a prom.
Did they play
homecoming.
Who they play Park?
They played Park and beat him 10-0, but he had a goal in it. So
That's awesome.
That's good. And they play. They playoffs start next week. They play Bradford in the first round of playoffs, so should be interesting.
When's that game?
Next Tuesday. At I don't know where. Probably Bradford, I'm guessing.
All right, we'll do a bench warmers from there.
I won't. I'll be at the Bucks game next Tuesday, so I won't be able to go.
For a high school.
Yeah, sorry.
I know.
Priorities.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it's the ring ceremony, correct?
It's the ring ceremony for the Bucks, and
that's pretty.
You don't get to go to many of them.
It's research for the show.
Yeah, research.
I'm 50. I'm almost 50 now, and you are 50. We haven't had a Bucks ring in our lifetime.
Yeah.
So
well, you're not almost 50.
So all the teams I've root for have won one in my lifetime. So I guess I can die now. It is what it is.
That's awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
The Badgers.
Well, they win in hockey.
Maybe this year.
Yeah.
Did they win on Saturday? I was.
They did.
I was
it was like
29.
29.
Only thing I watched
24 nothing.
Who did they play?
Bielema.
The only sport I really watched this weekend, I watched a little bit of the Jets game in the morning because we got up and it was on in London or whatever. And then I caught the Bears. Second half of the Bears game, went to a bar, got some food, had some grouper fingers. Very tasty, breaded nice. They were like chicken fingers, but they were grouper. Oh,
so you just fly down like Friday night?
Yeah, flew down Friday, got there Friday about 2:00, hit the hotel pool, went out, came home Monday.
Nice. Flew right to Key West.
Yeah, and that
airport's pretty nice.
It's
there.
small though.
Yeah.
$800 I think the flight was, but if you think big picture, for me to rent a car from Miami and drive down, it would have cost me more to rent a car to drive down. So it was well worth it.
And it would have been a pain in the ass.
You don't have to rent a car down there, obviously. We rented a golf cart for 2 days. I told Willie it was $200 for 2 days. Rent a golf cart, drive where you want, park, you walk around areas. It was fun. I recommend going, or maybe do a benchwarmer trip sometime down there.
I've never been to Key West. I would love it.
I never have either.
Oh, really?
No, I go everywhere.
It's trendy. It's touristy, but it's like fun touristy.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I've been to New Orleans, but New Orleans is kind of, it's not bad New Orleans, but Key West is just, number one, it's beautiful, the weather. I mean, you're 90 degrees, wind's blowing. It gets warm, but you walked into a bar, have a drink, relax. Doesn't matter what bar. You can go to the trendy bars like Sloppy Joe's. Good time. You find corner bars like the Green Parrot's a great bar. They're great bars. It's fun.
But I heard, speaking of, it has kind of that New Orleans kind of feel, and the crowd is kind of like that.
But it's not as crazy. It's not as crazy as you not like beads being thrown around and you see, boobs flying around.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
It's not like the Genesee.
No.
Is there a lot of like Jimmy Buffett wannabes kind of just roaming around?
There's a few.
Stepped on a pop top.
A lot of ponytails on men that shouldn't have ponytails and things like that.
Yeah.
Do they have a cheeseburger in Paradise down there?
A lot of cock chasing down there.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
they have a Margaritaville.
They got a Margaritaville?
Yeah,
okay.
We don't go, like, they have a Hard Rock Cafe. They have a Fat Tuesdays, and they have I won't go in those places when I'm down there.
Oh yeah, there's probably a lot of more local.
I mean, I don't need to go in when you got another 85 bars to pick from, and you walk in every bar and they're pretty cool people. We went this Watched a little bit of the Bear game start. A place called Saint Sinners. It was a cool bar, nice little bar. It was fun.
Did you say Saints and Sinners?
Saints
I
and
think
Sinners.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it was a cool bar. It's just a bunch of people hanging out. It was cool. It was fun.
Irish Kevin's.
Well, that didn't work out good.
And the Brewer game just ended, and the Brewers, my team that I said had no chance of advancing the Braves, had just advanced to the second round on NLCS.
And the Brewers had Christian Yelich up,
Jock Peterson
with a chance, and he went down on 3 straight pitches looking.
Yep. So 3 Cubs
Jock Peterson
are still in the playoffs. Jock, using Anthony Rizzo's bat yesterday, hit the 3-run homer. Schwarber had a couple big hits in his series with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And
Bryant could still
They're
move
looking
on.
good.
Yeah. Are they up 2-1?
They won last night.
They won last night.
1-0 on Evan Longoria.
Yeah,
home
Longoria
run.
was a
That's
bomb
it.
too.
1-0 with that Dodger lineup.
Yes,
Yeah,
they averaged 5.12 for the
And,
But that's why
Lux hit a shot at the end that didn't go
Yeah,
out.
yeah, it was windier than hell.
Yeah,
it was when you were crazy. It was bad. Yeah. So anyway, we'll get hop on a little bit, talk MLB, but also on the show tonight we got the good, bad, and the ugly. Talk a little bit about the NBA. Maybe we'll talk more in the next coming weeks because the NBA will get our preview. The NFL this past weekend, and a preview for next week. Also, we're going to talk about we got our hot sauce tonight. Hot. I said it fancy. Hot sauce.
HAUTE.
So we have our hot sauce tonight again. We got 3 hot sauces: a mild, medium, and a hot again. And then we have dad jokes and beer of the week and anything else that comes up. But the first thing that was our golf cart.
Jenny just texted me a picture of their golf
Look at
cart.
the golf
It's
cart.
a Mustang.
It was a Mustang.
Holy shnikes.
So anyway, this
that's not the same picture she texted me.
so I was going to start to show off before last night happened. I was going to start to show off with, would you rather be Urban Meyer or John Gruden?
Oh, come on.
and the problem with this is that now I'd rather be Urban Meyer at this point because what he did is not going to be, it's not great for his marriage, but it's not anything. I mean, we talked about Urban Meyer last week, so we'll get away from it. It was weird that he didn't fly back with his team. Like Tony Dungy said, I watched Tony Dungy said exactly. He said, I've never heard in my years in football that the coach does not fly back with his team.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what's going on. Fly back.
Yeah, I agree.
So that was weird. I think he should be fired for that alone, not flying back with his team. Not the girl thing, because that's his own problem at home with his wife and his family. He has to deal with that. But I think he should be relieved. And I thought after losing this week, he'd be fired. Just because I don't know. And I don't know.
They're going to lose every week.
And
I
gave Urban Meyer, I was giving him a little credit. He can maybe do it, but I just don't think he's built to do this. I really don't. Now let's move to John Gruden. John Gruden resigned from the Raiders. If you haven't heard yet, by the time you listen to this or watching us right now, and he retired, resigned. And the reason being, it came out first that his first statement. Now, these are all things John Gruden said. This is not benchmark approved. Nothing we believe in or whatever. No, but once again, I'm repeating in paraphrasing what he said. First thing he said was about the leader of the union back in 2011, I think it was. There's a saying back in the day that if you're a liar, you have rubber lips, and that is a saying you can ask anybody. That was around. That's been around for ages. And he said that who is African American, the union leader, had lips like Michelin tires. That was the first thing that came out. Second thing that came out is that he called Roger Goodell a pussy.
Yeah, you can't argue with that.
And pardon my terms, a faggot. This is when the whole lockout was coming. Now, the funny thing about it, and not defending Gruden at all when I say anything, but this is when Gruden was not part of the Major League Base. I'm sorry, about the NFL at all. He was not part of NFL at this point at all. It was more of a caring about football. These are all emails sent to Bruce Allen. Correct? Bruce Allen?
Yeah, because his brother was coaching.
Yeah.
Jay was coaching the Redskins.
Bruce Allen when he was the Redskins GM.
Mm-hmm.
These are all private back and forth emails. So then came out in 2017. And this is the kicker for me, and I think this is what really did it him, and I think it should do him. And it's in this day and age, it's just wrong. I mean, he basically said, I can't believe the NFL's forcing Jeff Fisher to draft Michael Sam and a bunch of queers, basically something like that. Michael Sam was the first player to come out of Missouri. Out of Missouri.
Yep.
So he resigned, and I give him credit for resigning because he understands. I think he loves the game so much he gets what this will do to the Raiders. It'll be a mess for the next few months. It's going to be hard for him. Players, he has another openly gay player on his team, Carl Nassib. So that one, I think that's a harder bridge to cross than it would be facing the African-American players, because I believe totally what he said was not racist about the rubber lips. I really do. He said it about white guys before. Tony Dungy and Mike Tirico both said they don't believe that he's a racist. And Mike Tirico lived with the guy for 7 years. And Tony Dungy, to me, he says stuff that I don't agree with because we have different beliefs probably. But in this, when Tony Dungy looks at you and goes and says, hey, this is just, he said something. Now, this is before the queer thing came out and all other stuff, but this is just based on the rubber lip comment or Michelin tire.
And now
comment.
Dungy's getting killed right now.
Oh,
in the media.
Yeah. So now I'm going to start with this. We're going to move on to this now.
Mm-hmm.
So he resigns. The first thing I see is a crying Randy Moss on whatever Sunday morning countdown, and Rex Ryan and Matt Hasselbeck and Teddy Bruschi are all piling on John Gruden, and that's fine, I get it. So can they all tell me without on every dime they own, and they give it to me, that they never used a term derogatory to the homosexual ever in their lives? They're full of shit.
Yeah.
Every single one is. The second thing is Randy Moss, the guy who ran a meter maid down a street, a female, still got to play in the NFL. Assault. Kareem Hunt scored a couple touchdowns, had a great day the other day. Kicked a woman and went back after her. His buddies had to grab him. These people are allowed to be part of this league still.
His kick was actually more accurate than 3 of Mason Crosby's kicks.
But what I'm saying is that I am fine with this. But we have become a society that words are worse than actions.
I agree.
That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this whole thing. We are pretty much saying that, you can kick a bitch, but just don't call her a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just did.
I'm just saying.
No, you're exactly right.
Should we go? Latrell Sprewell choked a coach and still played in the NBA after that. Choked another man.
Yeah.
A coach. And a white guy. So isn't that racially motivated? Maybe. I don't know.
I'm not going to put that on Latrell because he was a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
I don't think race really matters.
Latrell, you're good. Yeah, Latrell, you're good. On our show, you're good. So I just want to say that. Now, what your take on all of it? And I understand. I think we're in agreement here that I think the NFL has become very. It's a hypocrisy.
Yeah,
it really is. They have lots of guys. I can go down. Alden Smith, a guy that played in the NFL after what he did.
How did Alden Smith ever get out of his machine gun charge, which in California is like a 20-year minimum?
Do you know that
he never even did time?
Do you know that Pac-Man Jones was arrested like 12 times, and 3 times it was assault on a female?
Mm-hmm.
And he still played in the NFL. Not the whole strip club thing where he threw money up and punched a cop even a couple times, I think. So this guy's assaulted police officers and beat up women, and Randy Moss is going to shed a tear because what John Gruden wrote.
Well, doesn't Josh Jacobs, didn't he have a DUI this year already? And
the only thing I'm going to say about DUIs and stuff.
No, but I'm saying that's still worse than dirty words.
I wouldn't, because he could have killed somebody.
Yeah,
you're right. The other thing that comes to fact, you bring up Josh Jacobs, and the other big thing for me was I thought of another situation that kind of makes me laugh a little bit. I can't think off top. I just lost the thought. But real quick, what are your guys' feelings on the whole John Gruden thing? I mean, let's all agree that I believe the faggot comment is not great. The pussy thing's hilarious.
I would say 100% of people are going to agree with that. Well, no, 99 because Goodell's not going to agree with that.
So, but and the reason, remember, now everybody understands how he got caught. He got caught because this is an investigation for the Redskins of what they've done wrong, and the emails are found in the investigation. So they release these, which have nothing to do with what their case is. So Roger Goodell does not like John Gruden. I have a funny feeling.
That's the bottom line. It was talked about on Dan Patrick today.
And I believe like Ed texted me back when I texted him yesterday about this. The text back was, you're totally correct. This is like a political thing.
Yeah. It's
he
like blackmail.
He got caught and like he was running for office and he found something. Now you got to drop out of the race. That's what it was. And I'm not defending it but I'm saying, I bet there's hundreds of emails out there that players have sent text you can find that have used words and things. And guess what? The problem is that this is the problem. All these people are standing up going, this is terrible. Let me see your text. Let me open up let me see all your text then. Everybody needs to put everything out there before you start beating this.
Wait a second. Is the NFL, who's playing the Super Bowl this year as like entertainment for the halftime show?
It is Dr. Dre.
And Eminem, right?
Yeah, and Eminem.
Who has a multitude of homophobic tweets and comments.
He built his empire on
homophobia.
Yeah, no,
Seriously.
it's I'm telling you right now, maybe it's time to start something and say he shouldn't be a part of the halftime show.
And I love Eminem.
Oh, I do too, but it's a double standard.
Isn't Snoop Dogg on this too?
Snoop Dogg is there too.
I got
Now-
a
Snoop
great
Dogg-
Eminem story.
Wait a second. Now Snoop Dogg's been involved in murders, and he's still cool because he hangs out
Well,
with
no,
Martha.
murder was the case that they gave him.
Yeah.
The Gruden thing is, first of all, why are these emails still there? I mean, I guess, and John, I love John Gruden, and I mean, you love him, hate him. I mean, he's had his ups and downs. Sometimes he's a little annoying, but when you're somebody, when you're John Gruden, you're like a celebrity. You gotta really be careful, even if you're just emailing to,
You can't even find my emails that say this kind of garbage. Really, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, but the thing is that I look at it.
Like,
too.
why are those emails there?
Now the funny thing is, I kind of got really like in my, starting using theories about this. Like, would you even be surprised? I found out like years from now that Mark Davis has something to do with this just to get out of the dumb contract he signed him to.
$10 million a year, yeah.
I'm just saying,
For a 500 team,
yeah. I mean, and I like John Gruden. I mean, what he did for TV, what he did with the quarterback camps and all that, the kind of brand he built himself, which I thought him going back to coaching was dumb. He could have made himself a brand just by what he did. Not that this would
although this would have sucked.
This might have not happened though, because he wasn't coaching. What's Goodell going to get out of it? They expose him now.
An announcer, per se.
That's true.
And I don't know, Willie, anything about, what do you think?
Well, breaking news here that John Gruden and Urban Meyer have agreed to co-host next season of Gruden's Grinders exclusively on HBO Max.
Good. I would be interested in that.
Grinders. That's awesome.
You guys are gonna like this show.
So the biggest thing, a couple things that are brought up here. Bob Pettit brought up Kareem Hunt is still playing, which we did talk about Kareem Hunt. That's our first example I used, but yeah. And Cam Crable said exactly. Ryan Miller said everybody is so soft today. Get a pair. Sean Olsen wants to talk about Rays and how bad Kevin Cass is as a manager. And then he also asked if I went to Adam and Eve when I was in. Is that the topless bar? The Adam and Eve? Is that what it's called? The nude bar on top of one place.
You been there?
I've never been.
I think it's called. I don't know.
He was looking at you. I'm like, Willie knows every topless bar in Florida.
Yeah, Sean's from down there, so
yeah. I don't know. I think it's called Adam. I know we did not go. Yeah, we did. I couldn't get Jenny out of the place.
Only thing I saw was Scott's tan lines from his
boobies
banana
again.
hammock.
Boobies, huh?
She loves her boobies.
So the only thing I saw tonight was Scott. As soon as I walked in, he dropped trowel. He goes, "Look at my tan lines from my banana hammock."
Did you wear one?
It's more of a plantain hammock, but hey.
So you wore my Christmas gift?
It says I'm Eric's boyfriend on him. Property of Eric.
Yes.
No, it was not approved by John Gruden.
Eric Beach.
There's a big picture
of Lance Armstrong. I mean,
Anybody else?
Put your one ball here.
Cam says Urban needs to throw Gruden the bone for leaving the Heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking? And we kind of talked about how like it's almost like a political backlash. I remember like John Edwards or Anthony Weiner, which ironic. But all those things, they save these emails up and then they just release them to the press. Like this was released to the New York Times, who also has had many scandals of especially anti-Semitic writers and everything. But
I agree.
I thought it was I was amazed how they found all of Gruden's emails, and we still haven't found Hillary's emails, and they were on a server in her bathroom. We still can't find those emails.
So who gave these emails up? Was it Alan?
Right. It was all part of the.
It was investigation, but they're not.
Yeah,
the problem is
it's all the history in the server of the Washington Redskins.
But they're not supposed to. The problem is these are all sources that gave it out. So there is nobody that said, yeah, we got it from them, because the investigation should not release these. It's not their job to release stuff that's not pertinent to the investigation.
No,
this is not part of the Redskins, because they're in trouble for a lot of crap that went in that building, and Daniel Schneider has not been touched yet. A couple of people had gotten in trouble, but it's nobody of big names, and they won't. The problem is, do we understand that a guy lost his team, the Clippers, because he said, and it was the stuff he got caught on tape was not great stuff,
but it was illegally.
Yes, it was legal obtained, number one, and this is the same thing. A league that is allowed, and all the leagues, it's not just one league. All leagues have their problems, and that these guys keep showing up that have done this.
Hypocritical. Yeah, you're right.
Houston Astros, which I think what they did was terrible. cheated and all that.
Yeah, they're cheating on the outcome of the game.
The guy that took the fall for it, basically more than anybody, was AJ Hinch.
Yeah.
Joey Cora, nobody even knows he was part of that. AJ Hinch is the one that's synonymous with that happening, and he got a job again. He should, because everyone else kept their jobs, but nothing was done in baseball about it. Which cheating in a sport in any reason or whatever you want to talk about, deflating footballs, anything that has nothing. That's not even close to what this level. This is not life and death what they did, but neither is what John Gruden did. Kicking a chick in the head is life and death. It could kill her.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
This kind of goes back to like the old the Jose Canseco thing too. When you're talking the Astros, he come out, said the truth. They just barreled, just
5 years
him.
later.
Yeah, and he was exactly right. Even though Jose Canseco's a psycho too.
Yeah.
But he was,
But nobody ever apologized to the guy.
He took the fall. McGuire and Sosa and Bonds all took the hit. Everybody else walked away unscathed.
They used McGuire and Sosa, and they used Bonds.
Yeah.
For all their
and everybody
TV,
else
and now,
walked away unscathed.
Not gonna let them in the Hall of Fame. Nope, they can't get on the Hall of Fame. But we'll let Caminiti in, or Biggio gets in.
Yeah,
come on, they were all on roids. Let's be honest. Biggio became from being as big as was like 180. No, Biggio too.
Biggio too.
They were tiny, and they got in 2 years they were like giants.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
And three guys took the fall. And Jose Canseco's reputation, which he didn't have much of anyways, but they destroyed him.
Yeah,
I think the same thing's going to happen here. I mean, Gruden's going to take the fall for everybody.
I agree.
So Snyder changes his team name and then turns in Gruden and walks away.
And that's very possible. That's what's happening here too. So,
and then Dan Patrick this morning, he was talking about his source, his inside source. He said there's a lot of nervous people right now. Too. A lot of nervous people, because if this, he believes this
could be more.
This is just the tip of the iceberg right now. They went out. The NFL is not like Gruden for a long time. How many times did he get fined last year for not wearing a mask? That's one of those things, there's a lot of things he pushed back on that the NFL was doing. And, I'm sure it was, hey, we're going to go after this guy as soon as this stuff pops up. And isn't it curious how they kind of waited for a while, when this stuff could have come out a long time ago?
Well, one of the funniest memes I saw today was, and after they've won 2 in a row, so it's harder, but still the thing is that it was a picture of some guy sitting in front of a computer screen. A Bears fan's watching Schefter's feed, hoping for Matt Nagy news. I was like, that's pretty funny. I gotta give him credit. So let's get out of this. Let's talk about sports now. More exciting things. There's more exciting things, I guess, going on, right? We're gonna get Hop on here in a second. Let's see if it works out. Let's see if he's here. Hop, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I gotta introduce you first, so don't say nothing, because this is
you're good.
This is the fun part. Here we go. No, not yet. Here we go. It's time for Hot Stove Hop. Hot Stove Hop. Hot Stove Hop. It's time. So, Hop, how you doing tonight?
Great. Best intro in the podcast business.
It might be. It might really be. So we're almost to our final four. Boston, Houston, and the team I said that it had no chance of making it to the NLCS, the Braves, have all moved on at this point. The biggest couple things I'm going to bring up first before I get into you. The 3 things I've noticed from this: Kevin Cash struggles in the playoffs. The Sox just couldn't finish what they started, and I think I'm not a huge La Russa guy, and I wasn't in the beginning. I don't know if that affected them. And the biggest thing was the Brewers. The thing that worried people when I said they wouldn't win, I think a couple of you said it, they don't hit, and they just did not hit, and they didn't do anything right in that series. I don't think at all. And it's a shame, because they had the pitching staff to maybe go far, but I think Devin Williams' injury affected them more than people thought in the long run. So your take on what you've seen so far, Hop, and we'll get Ed and Eric and Willie's take on all of it. So what do you think what you saw so far? And the biggest surprise, I guess, I'm gonna guess Boston, maybe.
I'll start with the Brewers quick.
Okay.
Devin Williams' injury killed him. I think Council tried to overmanage again, because they were going to swing Peralta, and you even saw, I mean, winner take all, you had to use Woodruff, but they were going to swing Peralta, and they were worried about using him in relief and as a starter. And Council got burned again by over-managing his pitching staff, and you brought up Kevin Cash. He did about the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and the Brewers, they didn't hit in clutch situations, but I will say one thing. If you watch a game yesterday, Swanson picks up a ball that's hit on 6 miles an hour with guys, I think that was second and third, and throws the guy out at first with the infield in, and then Yelich hits the ball up the middle into the shift at 106 miles an hour. Those balls get through, it might be a different game from the Brewers, but they just didn't hit at all.
Yeah.
So Hop, you're pretty much saying Craig Counsell and Kevin Cash both overmanaged again 2 years in a row now, or well, multiple times, let's say, and Tony La Russa's undermanaged.
Tony La Russa, I don't even. Tony La Russa's a tool. The guy's down 10. The guy's down 10-1, and he's bitching that Abreu got hit again.
Let me ask you a question.
Intentionally?
Let me ask you guys a question, everybody, and Hop, you too. Do you think, and I don't know how much, I think managers I think managers are a big part of baseball. They really are. There's a lot of things you need to do and do right and make the right moves. Do you think AJ Hinch makes a difference for the White Sox over La Russa? Anybody?
Yeah, I definitely think
I
so.
think so. I mean, you saw it in the second half of the season with the Tigers, you know? Holy crap.
They got a great deal on that.
And I think when we talked about this, we all thought AJ Hinch was going to Chicago. We thought it was for sure. There was no chance he wasn't going there.
I mean, it's obvious. La Russa's way past his time. I mean, it's obvious. I mean,
does he get fired?
I don't know if he gets fired. It's hard to say.
I'm not
it's not like he said the FOG word or whatever.
FOG.
Well, it might be an email out there. We might see later. You never know. You never know.
It's been foggy a lot lately.
Yeah.
No, he just got 7 DUIs and drunken disorder.
That's why I said it's been foggy.
I will say Tampa has great young talent.
Yeah.
I mean,
White Sox.
No, the Devil Rays or the Rays have good young Wander and Ariziana or whatever. Another guy who's been arrested and still plays. Beat a woman in Mexico and a pregnant woman. I'm sorry.
Is this the shower stall now?
Yeah, go ahead, Hop. I'm sorry.
No, the Rays are always going to have that young talent. I mean, it's whether they can keep it and find a manager that can have those young guys execute and put them in the right positions to execute.
Okay.
But Tony La Russa, that guy has, and it kills me to say this, but the Sox have a ton of talent. He completely bitches and pisses and moans about the things that he doesn't need to worry about. Maybe you should not worry about your middle reliever running his mouth about how the Astros can't score when they're on the road. And then when they get their ass handed to them, and Abreu got hit 22 times. I bet you 8 to 10 of them were intentional. 22 times he got hit all year. Today, when he got hit, he trotted down to first base. Only Russa brought his fat ass out of the dugout and wanted to bitch for about a half hour and should have been thrown out of that game.
With a black drip on the side of the side from
his drunk ass. He should have said his
drunk ass. Yeah.
He probably went back to the dugout and doing shots of Jack Daniels or whatever preferred is.
Malort.
Him and Carlton Fisk will pass out in the cornfield with a bottle of vodka.
Sean Olsen has a trivia question. Who pitched the hottest hitter in baseball with less than 2 outs, runner on second and third, and open base at first? I'm going to guess the Rays. Sorry, not to step on.
I know Sean was at, I think, game 1.
Well, he's on one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw he sent some pictures out.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not kill Cashman though, because even you look at the fluke rule that was called properly, where the ball bounces off the wall, kicks off of Verdugo and back into the stands, and stops a run from scoring. If that run scores, they might still be playing for another day in the Rays game.
Yeah,
just bad luck.
And that is bad luck. And
Did you get the arguments? I mean, Twitter was like exploding about how they were gypped and how this was a scam and the umpires cheated. And I'm like, what else could it be? Yeah. What? And that exact same play happened to the Rays in 2019. It went down the third baseline, caromed off the sidewall, like by the tarp, and hit. I'm trying to think which outfielder it was. It hit one of their outfielders and then caromed right into the stands. And it's same thing. Cash come running out to stop the play because he goes, those runs should score. It should be a double. So I don't know how to even argue that.
I think the only thing you could do differently, like you can't change a ground rule double, but what you could do is you can put in stadium rules. So rules for parks that have those little quirky things that you leave it to umpire discretion. That's the only way you're going to do that, because you don't need a full on change. And there's probably only about 5 parks that have short walls like Fenway does. And I'm watching the Dodgers game right now, and Dodger Stadium has in the corner short walls. But that's never an issue in a ball in center field.
And it's not really a ground rule double per se. I mean, that's what they go by. But you could get a ground rule triple. It's always up to the umpire's discretion if that guy would have, but I've never seen it given. Never.
No, not at all.
So
not at all.
I never heard that before.
Yeah. It can be moved to a triple. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really weird. Like in Fenway, Eric, you're familiar with Fenway and how it's kind of goofy and cornered.
Yep.
I think if they hit one into like that dead center field corner and the guy's where he's halfway between second and third, and the ball gets lodged or popped over because of the distance, it can be a ground rule triple.
Wow.
Actually, when I was there this year, I saw it was an in the park home run in that exact area you're talking about. It's like 420 and it's got a weird angle in there, and the ball caromed funny, hit off the outfielder. He bobbled it. And who's the rookie for the Red Sox? The guy, it's the next big thing.
So the Red Sox were on the field.
No, Red Sox were hitting. Their rookie, their rookie outfielder. I can't think of his name right offhand, but he flew around the bases. What's that?
It's Verdugo, isn't it?
No, the other one. There's a younger guy. I can't think of his name.
I think he got hurt.
Yeah, he's out.
He got hurt because he's
Sean,
okay because he's not playing. Because he's not playing right now.
Yeah, Sean put another question up here, and about Kevin Cash, who starts a player who was 0 for 16 and bat him third, who is lefty. I guess the left-handed starting pitcher. Now, last year, the one thing we did a lot with Kevin Cash and a lot of these managers, we beat him up on analytics. I'm not saying it was a good idea, but sometimes I like when a manager kind of goes with the gut thing.
Yeah.
And 0 and 16, yeah, everything you wrote there, it doesn't seem like he should have done it. But if the guy homers, then we're all like, oh, that's a great. He didn't go analytics that time. Went off book, and it didn't work out.
And who was that hitter? I don't even know.
I don't know who was the hitter.
Was
Sean?
it Brandon Lowe? Because you never know. He can go.
Yeah, if it's a Brandon Lowe or someone like that,
Joey Gallo.
Yeah, I mean
those guys do that.
Yeah, I mean I don't know who it was. Sean, throw it up there. Whoever the player was.
I mean, so I don't know who it was, but we just watched Yelich strike out on 3 pitches, and I think he struck out 3 or 4 times today in the Brewers game.
And he's facing a lefty to finish the game. That's tough.
You bench Yelich?
I think you do.
To play.
You can't.
We're gonna play Jackie Bradley Jr. Tyrone Taylor.
Let me ask you a question. If we do just look at them, and this is the thing,
Counsel would be fired if he benched.
But if we look, Brandon Lowe should not bat.
See, it was
bat
him
third. I mean that's
no, but bat him 5th or 6th like usual.
I see. The thing is,
it was low.
Yeah, it was low. The thing is, I look at with the whole Yelich thing. I mean, it's funny how things change and how it's hard to keep up these streaks in the Major League Baseball. And same with the Houston Astros thing. There was rumors about the Brewers doing that too, and they think Yelich was doing a lot of that same kind of stuff to see pitches and stuff. He was getting some kind of. They talked about it, and ever since that came out, we thought that was a great contract a few years ago. Now it's becoming a contract that it's
another Ryan Braun contract.
Sitting on him now with a guy who's not produced in 2 years.
Yeah, it's been rough.
I mean,
so here's my thing on Yelich. Here's my quick take on Yelich. I think his back's killing him way more than he let on this year, and he played through it. Kenosha kid with a single between first and second.
Yep. Trey Wayans?
Lux?
Oh,
yes.
So
nice.
So Lux's ball, the wind.
Ball?
It's not Lance. So Lux had a huge one last night, and the wind That's what she said.
Where the fuck?
What the swirling winds kind of knocked down his.
That's what she said.
Oh, I'm done. I'm done.
His testicles are huge.
It's time for hot stove hop.
So what were? Well, I'm sorry. It was just.
I heard about Lux's shot that he hit late in the game, and the wind just kind of knocked the damn thing down. I mean,
it was windy there last night.
Yeah, but we turned the game off, so we're looking at the comments right now. So.
That ball gets out. That ball gets out of. I think I saw somebody posted on Twitter last night that with the exit velocity and the launch angle that he has, that ball gets out. I think like 85% of the time, and the wind just killed that one. And that's in almost any stadium. Like when he hit it, he knew it was gone. And then he got to first base and he's like, wait, that didn't go out?
Yeah, you saw his face. He was
Trey Waynes would have hit it out.
Was he celebrating like the Bengals kicker was?
Not quite that bad, Eric. He just put his arm. He put his arm up.
Hop, have you ever pitched against somebody that did that, where they hit the ball and they just kind of stood there and trotted or whatever, and they hit the fence? Or
no, I hit him the next at bat.
Dude, I hit one in like it was like a senior league. It was after I finished. I was still in college at the time, but playing in the summer. And I hit one into a hurricane like that. And I think it was 3 guys on. It might have been bases loaded. And I was trotting. That thing hit the top of the fence, and it should have went at like 50 feet out. I look like an asshole.
And you're slow anyway.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah. So ALCS, we have Boston, Houston. Real quick, early predictions here. I'm rooting for Boston. That's where I'm rooting for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's one of those teams that is kind of rolling a little bit now. They kind of got a little. They beat maybe the best team, and we all kind of thought they're one of the best teams in baseball, Tampa, and they beat one of the best teams to get where they are, being the underdog. So they're going to be underdog again. I have a feeling. It's going to be close, but they should be because they are.
Boston will be the underdog.
I think that'll be a push 'em. Yeah, they will be, but I think that's
because Houston owns home field in that, right? Houston owns home field in that,
yes,
because they weren't the wild. Boston was wild.
I mean, who's got better pitching on those two teams? They're pretty. Those staffs are nothing.
Well,
they
never
they're
got
not going to blow
Sale.
you away.
Yeah.
Well, and if
they never used him yet.
Really?
And if what was reported was correct, when McCullers came out of that game, he came out with forearm tightness, which that's a big swing if he can't pitch at all.
Yeah. What do you guys like?
He came out of that game today.
Who do you guys like? If you had to pick one right now, I know we picked last week, but now it's kind of changed upside down. I like Boston. I'm going to take Boston. And
to me, it's a push too. I mean, both those teams score a lot of runs, and they're not going to pitch great.
6-7 game series.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough one. It should be a great series.
I would root for Boston, but I have a feeling, just this gut feeling about Houston getting there.
Yeah, Cora, wasn't he with the Astros?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he knows a lot about them.
He was suspended.
He was the guy that tried to get the Mets job and didn't get it, right?
Yeah, but
no, that was Beltran.
No, it was
that was Carlos Beltran.
Yeah, and Beltran didn't get a job. No, he was kicked out too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Cora keeps his job.
Yeah, and Hinch.
He already
That'd be funny, but they both kept her. Well, Cora took his year off.
He took his year off.
Kept his mouth shut and got his job back.
He resigned.
Beltran's got his year off. He could come back this year. I think Beltran was later than Hinch and Cora as
White
far
Sox
as
coach next year.
All the implications.
Yeah, and they need more Dominican coaches in baseball, but all of them cheat, it seems. So
I heard Danny Almonte's available. Wait, hold on.
I don't think they view it as cheating.
Hey,
different culture.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right?
That's right. Exactly.
That's what I heard. Yeah. I'm going for the nice guy because I think we want Schwarbs.
Oh yeah, Schwarber. Yeah,
I do love Schwarber.
I like
Schwarber.
Yeah,
I'll root for the Red Sox.
Who throws
anytime?
Who throws a ball over the pitcher's head underhand?
Actually,
I do.
Actually,
did you see where he cheered and jumped up and down when he got the next? And everybody loved. Yeah, they loved it. He's a likable guy.
To be honest, when the Cubs won the World Series, I thought Schwarber should be MVP. I really should have been him or I think I know what
for not
did.
playing
And
for so long, and then he came in and hit a lot of doubles.
Hit. Yeah. So, but whatever. That's a long time ago. So, it feels like ages.
Yeah, it'll never happen again.
Scott, he's my MVP.
So we got the Braves. What are the Braves' chances of beating the Dodgers or Giants to get into the World Series? What's their chances? The Braves. I'm not going to count them out.
The Giants look like. Well, I mean, if the Giants win, both the Giants and the Braves, they've got lightning against them. Like Jack Peterson is swinging Rizzo's bat right now.
And wearing pearls.
That's awesome.
You see his hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw
It's
that.
real and spectacular.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Two nothing Dodgers.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. So anything to finish off, Hop? Anything for before next week?
Anything we should look for?
So the one thing I will say, just watch this. So they want a gun on managers. They want a gun on these all-star players. Sometimes big players just step up. Hader is one of the top closers in baseball. They didn't overuse them in this series, so it's not like back when they brought him in like the fourth inning,
Dodgers,
and everybody said Counsell overmanaged against the Dodgers. Freddie Freeman stepped up and executed and just hit a bomb off of him. Good players are going to step up at times, and even bad players or good players are going to fail at times. And it's nothing against overuse or mismanaging. So to Sean's point, I mean, Brandon Lowe is not a great player, but he's a great player on the Rays right now. Sometimes when you execute, you just don't execute, and that's where Yelich is at right now. And it happens. And watch which of the great players are executing, and the mediocre ones are as well. And it happens.
Right.
So
as Cub fans,
Ed, I don't know where you think about that.
As Cub fans, we went through it with Bryant for how many years? He's never been clutch, and hopefully is for the Giants, but for their sake.
He hit a bomb yesterday. He hit a bomb 2 days ago for the Giants.
Yeah, I mean he's just never been that guy, and I don't think Yelich is either. The guy that comes up with the big hit when they have to have it. I could be wrong, but
sometimes, I mean, Ed, you've heard about it. When you're in the zone, you're in the zone, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
It goes both for pitching. It goes for both for pitching and for hitting. And sometimes guys just get in that zone, and Freddie Freeman looks to be locked in right now in this first series.
I agree. Back in your playing days, you remember guys that just folded under big pressure?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I can remember playing this day. I never had that problem, but some guys could not play under that kind of pressure. They just looked like they were lost, like they never played. It was crazy.
Probably because in Little League they were always playing on the best team, right?
Whatever it is, but when Little League. No, but
it goes beyond Little League.
When
like
you start playing in front of
college.
when you start playing in front of 500, 1,000 people, and and there's some guys cannot handle it. It's crazy.
And it has nothing to do with managing. The only managing part of that is you're trying to manage their ego and their ability to execute. And that's it. It doesn't matter whether you pull them or not, whether they're 0-16 or 0-20. You hope that they lock into one and run into a ball.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. Like I'm watching right now, Mookie Betts is hitting 300 for the postseason right now. That's pretty good in 3 games, but he also hasn't made many big plays. So
we'll see.
That's all I have for that.
Okay.
I have one thing to say.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I have.
Go ahead, Willie.
Before we let you go, Hop, I have one good thing to say, or I always good things to say about you, Hop. But Hop was a man on fire last week in dart ball as we took down Corey Tussler and his team.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Yes.
Well, is he still Tussler now that he's married? Did he take her name?
Maybe.
I
mean, he might be watching, so I'm not going to say that.
Yeah. But no, anyways.
I don't know how that works.
Hey,
Hop was a man on fire last week.
Hey,
sometimes guys get locked in, and that's what happens.
That's right. You were locked in, my friend.
Thanks, Willie.
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
Okay, well, Hop, thanks a lot, man. And you have a good week.
All right.
Yeah, good insight, Hop.
Yep, you too.
Take care,
Thanks,
man.
Guys.
Bye.
All right, bye.
You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com. Ready for the beer week?
I'm gonna bring the pumpkin pie too.
We'll do that after, because we're gonna do hot sauce with the beer.
So we got nothing else now. We're just waiting for Eric.
Yeah, we're gonna do a hot sauce with the beer.
Willie, I know you've seen this.
Yeah, grab us grab the beer. Yep.
You know, this week was the 150th anniversary of the Peshtigo fire.
Yes, it was.
Did you see that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
it was bigger than the
Chicago fire, the Great Chicago Fire. 2,500 people up to. They don't know because there's so many just fried and there's no records, and almost everybody died.
Right. Yeah.
So there's nobody to keep records.
It's right down there through Green Bay and this went up as far as Sturgeon Bay in Door County.
Yep.
Never got up to the peninsula there.
And then all the way around through like up into the UP.
Yep. Yes.
Like up maybe towards like Escanaba up that way.
Right. So, yeah.
Yeah. 1,800 square miles burned. 1.5 times bigger than the state of Rhode Island. Burned in pretty much a 2-day period or so.
Crazy.
People just sat in the river. The ones that survived just went out in the river. They said bears, deer, wolves were jumping in the water with people, and everybody just sat there and so they wouldn't fry. It was crazy. I mean, obviously. So that's a pretty big fire.
Okay, I think we're ready for beer. So we're gonna get it rolling. Is that a good idea? Eric, you ready?
Yep.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good!
Beer is great, actually. So the beer of the week this week, I did a little homework on this one. And, it's the month of October, and there's certain beers that I just enjoy in the fall, in the month of October. The easy one would be saying, let's drink some Oktoberfest beer, which I don't mind. I don't mind a couple Oktoberfest beers. I'm not a big fan of the pumpkin ale, so you won't see me doing one of those. But I do like. Did Scott? You got yours? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I do like just kind of like a stronger ale, like the Scotch ales, and I came across this one. Our friends in New Glarus Brewing. This is the first time this beer has been released. So Dan Carey, who's the head brewmaster, they say he spent 10 years and 10 weeks to put this beer together. So 10 years we're researching and trying to find. So basically, it's a Doppel. It's a Doppelbock, and so he was trying to get the right. So there's this. It's like the hop is from Germany. The barley's a Czech barley, and so he's trying to figure out how to grow it and brew it in the state of Wisconsin, and then it uses a Wisconsin-based Pilsner malt. So it took him forever, a lot of research, a lot of trial and error. So 10 years, and then the 10 weeks is the time that it's spent after he finally got it right. Spent in the caves that are in New Glarus, just aging, and so I think it's a great. It's surprisingly great. I think it's a good, solid, just kind of a strong Bock, kind of dark ale, something you would drink while you sat by the fireplace. I think New Glarus does a good job with some of these beers. So,
what's the name of this bad boy?
It is Gyrator Doppel. And I don't know where that comes from. I didn't get that part of it, but it's got a picture of it's got a picture of a fish. I don't know if that's the gyrator.
Huh.
So
you catch the fishes.
It looks like a largemouth bass.
It does. So the thing about New Glarus is everybody's doing, everybody's focusing on like these crazy hopped up IPAs and stuff like that. New Glarus just says, you know what, we're gonna do these. We're gonna take these traditional beers from all over Europe and everything, and we're gonna make them right here in Wisconsin. So. I mean, I think it's a testament to them being unique and doing something like this. I like it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's smooth.
I think it's an ode to some of the European, like the German,
doesn't
Belgian,
bite back at you.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's a good fall beer. I wouldn't drink this in the middle of summer, but it's like I said, good fireplace beer.
It's got his flannel on.
Yeah, I'm ready to drink.
Do you
this.
like it or no?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a stronger beer.
There's nothing too crazy about it, but I think somebody that appreciates a good brew,
Yeah, I do like it.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Yeah,
it's not real. It's for being thicker. It's not very biting. It's just a very smooth.
Yeah,
it's almost smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth for sure.
Here's the thing. Here's the ABV on it. 6.9.
That's what I was just looking for.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I'll find it.
Yeah, baby.
6.9.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So I figured you guys would like
Yeah, baby.
that. Wow.
That's a 3 yeah babies.
3 yeah babies in this house, in this place is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what goes good with beer? Hot sauce.
Right now?
Yes.
Before the NFL, we're not going to be able to talk.
And we gotta talk to
Also
this?
known as a palate wrecker.
So the hot sauce week, we started last week. We have how many hot sauce are in there, Ed?
12.
12, and we're doing one a week from each level. So we have 3 more weeks left.
You
'cause
got
we have,
salty chips this time. No,
Yeah.
no Ritz.
No, I didn't have Ritz. So we're gonna do salty tortillas and just pick a number. What number we do out of my top row? 1?
What's it? Yeah, we
We
did
did one.
We've done 1,
8, 9.
8, 9.
So Eric, pick a number 2, 3, or 4.
I'll do 4.
4. What is it?
Ooh. That's ass kicking Cajun.
That's gonna be good. The
Yeah.
top row is gonna be
It
my
says kick yo ass hot.
kick your ass hot. So we're doing the bacon one was tasty last week.
I like the bacon.
I remember the bacon one.
Yeah, that was
Anything
that was
bacon.
number 1.
You're cleansing your palate, Eric, for your hot sauce.
I'm ready.
This should be interesting, the hot sauce. So let's see how this goes. Last week it was fun. We got until you got to the 4th row. Woo! That was a fiery one.
Hey, that was the next
we had
day
the
every day
ghost-
for everybody's shorts.
We had the ghost pepper, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, this week we did 9. 10, 11,
9.
12 don't get any cooler, I don't think. So,
It smells good.
well, trust me, row 1 I think is good.
Yeah, there's you could still taste it.
Yeah.
That's the good
That's
part.
why I
about
can do the row 1, then 2. Okay, so we did 8. So Willie, while we're getting ready, you're gonna pick a number 6, 7, or 8. Oh no, I'm sorry, 5, 6, 7. Just think about it. You gotta do it right now.
5, 6, 7.
Are you ready?
We're gonna take a sniff.
Cheers.
Okay, eat it.
That's a little Cajun-y.
I like it. I like Cajun. I'm a Cajun guy.
Oh, let's get some bite.
Yeah.
Oh, Mama said don't eat the hot sauce.
You've been playing a foosball?
I'm playing a foosball. Oh, my eyes are watering.
Are you serious? That one's hot for you?
It got my throat. Mama said don't eat the
That's
hot.
tasty. I
Mama
think.
said don't eat number 4.
Oh,
Willie,
who's picking 5, 6, or 7?
Willie.
I'm going with the.
He's writing stuff down. He's got a formula.
I am trying to do a formula with this, but we kind of screwed it up last week. So, I'm
analytics for hot sauce.
I am. I'm trying to do like numbers. So
Yeah.
last week we were 18.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to.
Okay, 5, 6, or 7 there.
So-
Alfred Einstein.
Alfred.
Nice.
I just need the hair.
Come on, pick one.
I'm going with 7.
7.
Oh.
What's 7?
Roasted garlic.
Oh, that might be good. Actually, the Cajun was good. Had a
I
good
liked it,
flavor.
yeah.
You know what?
that's
You
good.
should bring the dog down here and see if they
Yeah.
probably likes to smell our breath.
Why you got
afterwards.
you got peanut butter?
No, but we have like hot sauce.
So here we go. Roasted girl. Okay, what's the last row?
I'm trying to get more chip here.
I think
So
the
11,
chip makes
12,
it a
or
little hotter.
10, 11, 12 is what's
10,
next.
11, 12. Yeah.
Oh. Should we go for 12 tonight? Just
We're
be
gonna
done
have
with
to take
it.
a break.
We'll go with 12 tonight and just be done with it.
Oh, I don't want the shits. I got to get up early in the morning.
I think we're going 12
What-
tonight, guys.
What is this one called?
Roasted garlic.
Oh yeah, that's right.
How's it smell?
A little like roasted garlic, actually. Yeah.
It's kind of
cool.
nice.
Maybe this be good.
Earthy.
You know what?
Garlic.
Maybe good in Italian. I know spaghetti sauce. Maybe
Oh yeah.
be your like Diablo kind of sauce, a little spicy.
Double Diablo.
That Diablo was. You ever have the Paul Newman Diablo sauce?
I think I got
Yeah,
a little too
very
much
good.
on
Very
mine.
tasty.
Okay, here we
Mine's
go.
got quite a bit more.
Oh, yours is
roasted
pulling
garlic.
up.
There we
yeah.
go.
Look, I got the most.
Why
I
is my
think.
chip melting?
Ain't nothing.
I think the last one was hotter.
Oh,
Creeps up.
It's like hurt my tongue.
This one tastes more like less like fire.
Don't taste anything. So now what is it? 11, 12, 10, 11, 12?
Yeah.
Go to 12.
Oh, stings the
We're
nostrils.
not doing 12.
Yeah, go to 12.
Yeah, do it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You got to do them all
Oh, this
eventually.
is- yeah, but
What is it? What is 12?
We're all gonna have to stand up during this one.
Anal
This
stench.
is made with 1 million Scoville capsule.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
we're doing it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Better go get some. You know what? I'll go get the whipped cream.
No, we're good.
No.
Just do it.
We can't
gotta
have
do it.
anything.
Just don't go crazy with another chip.
It says spontaneous combustion.
Give us a drop.
Yeah, not too much. So here we go with the what is it called?
Spontaneous
Oh,
combustion.
it's called that.
I thought that's what
Hey,
we're gonna
hey,
do.
don't rub your eyes.
That's I'm worried about actually.
You should have goggles on. You know.
Oh, Jesus! Like
My Apple Watch is warning me.
Where are you?
Your Apple Watch already called 911.
Did you crash into something?
Gave me directions to the bathroom.
I think I already tasted.
Oh, jeez, it fell on my table. It's gonna burn up.
Shit!
It's like it's
drippy.
It's just so
Got a
wet.
napkin, anybody?
I'm not touching it.
No, I know. Let me go get some.
It's staying on the chip. It actually stays on the chip. Oh, there's a little drip. One drip.
Willie needs one more drip.
Why is the table on fire?
I could pass the Willie once.
Ed is really taking his time.
I'm trying not to get too many.
Oh,
drips.
that's really clear too.
I know it.
That's the problem. That's how you're.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Why are you holding my?
Scott, that's how it exits too. Really clear.
It's clearer and it's more blood colored.
Jesus.
Oh,
I think I shat myself.
Okay, here we go.
Hold on, I haven't got mine yet.
Here we go.
I don't want to burn my finger.
Final.
Does anybody have any Pampers?
Whenever Ed's ready, we'll do it together. And,
I'm trying to hit the table.
Ed pulls up his a little bit.
There we go. Oh, I'm taking too much.
All right, one.
Pour Amber.
Two, three.
This wasn't even hot.
Oh, it's a creeper.
Oh yeah.
1.21 gigawatts.
Why do I feel really nervous right now?
Oh, it's on the back of the throat right now.
You didn't give us a lot though. That's the thing. It was thin.
I just ate the one off the table here.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad actually.
It was
Where's
actually
that
last
napkin?
week's hot. It was hotter.
I still got to go. Well, that's if you drink it off the table, it's a little hotter.
Where's the napkins?
You got some Tarnex in there. So.
Oh my God, I need napkins.
Okay. So anyway, while we're
it wasn't crazy. I mean,
let's get the intro of the NFL while we're doing this.
Oh, you are so full of crap. You're 5 feet nothing, 100 and nothing, and you got hardly a speck of athletic ability. And you hung in with the best college football team in the land for 2 years. And you're also going to walk out of here with a degree from the University of Notre Dame.
In the field, Jerry! Show me the money! Jerry, you better yell! Show me the money! Show me the money! Be the largest black man! I love black people! I love black people!
Either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. As football guys.
it's getting you now.
You told me he was solid muscle.
Hey,
He's much stronger than he looks.
I'm wired.
Go get some kids.
The beer activates.
Playing football at West Canaan may have been the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life.
Foosball. You playing the foosball behind my back? The only reason I'm doing it so I can go to school. School? You going to school? Ah! Sorry. Football is life.
So NFL Week 5 kicked off this week. Ed's already in the bathroom after the hot sauce challenge. My tongue's on fire.
That wasn't a good idea, I don't think.
Hopefully I can get through this. Yeah, that's okay. We got the hot one now. We work away.
Yeah.
That was our hot one.
Yeah.
So this week NFL brought some surprises, some things that we knew would happen, and some separation, possibly. Not really. It's still early. A lot of teams there. The first one we got here, Thursday Night Football. The Rams traveled to Seattle, and Russell Wilson sustained a broken finger and is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. So that kind of hurts them in that division. They really can't afford to lose more ground, and they lost some that night. Rams go to Seattle and win 26-17. Stafford 365, 1 touchdown. Henderson 82 and a touchdown. Robert Woods, his biggest game of the year, 12 catches, 150. Wilson at 152 and 1 touchdown before he left the game injured. Chris Carson was late scratch tonight. Was not put in the game due to injury right before the game started. Collins had 47 yards rushing, and DJ Metcalf, solid game, 5 for 98 and 2 touchdowns. Does the Russell Wilson my tongue's numb. Does the Russell Wilson injury pretty much end the season for the Seahawks?
Geno Smith, right? Is it Geno Smith?
Geno Smith. Yep.
Geno Smith.
But in that division,
Can I take? I mean,
yep.
So what happened? Oh, Ed's got whipped cream. I don't. Geno Smith looked. Geno Smith looked really good actually when he came in.
Yeah.
He had there was a lot of energy with him, a lot of spark, but it's Geno Smith. I think it'll come down to earth. It's Geno Smith. I don't give him a shot now at all. I think they're going to be the last place team, which I predicted anyway. They're going to be the last place team in that division, which I mean, it still might be 8-9 or 9-8 or whatever.
I mean, if they were the AFC South, I could say they could maybe survive.
Yeah,
but this division is just too good.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate because and I usually hate the Seahawks, but they felt like a fun team to watch to start this season, and it's kind of a bummer because I think we're all rooting for that. We were all rooting for that division to be like really, really good. You knew they were going to be good, and it was going to come down to the wire.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that just takes one team, really just takes them out of it, I think.
What do you think about? Do you think Russell Wilson being hurt ends the Seahawks season?
Yeah, of course, because I've got Carson and DK Metcalf, so I know it's going to suck.
Yeah, I got Metcalf too, and he got his 2 touchdowns last week.
But when those guys come in, you know what? Honestly, I'm going to guess Metcalf's going to have a better year to end because he's got to find somebody. So he'll just pick a guy and keep throwing to him. That's what always happens.
Well, it seems like those two receivers is like Lockett has a big week, then Metcalf has a big. Like Lockett sucked. Well, didn't suck, but didn't get.
He had an okay game. The week before he had a terrible game.
Yeah.
Plus, I think he's still injured a little bit. That he messed up that ankle or knee, and that he's still playing through.
Yeah.
So who knows? So with that, push the Rams to 4-1 and put the Seattle Seahawks at 2-3. Sunday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills were to say the least very impressive on Sunday night at Arrowhead, winning 38-20 over the Chiefs. 4-1 the Bills moved to. Chiefs are 2-3. Josh Allen had 3 touchdowns plus a rushing touchdown. He had 59 yards rushing. Knox, the tight end, 3 catches, 117 and a touchdown. Mahomes, 272, 2 touchdowns. Also, Mahomes led the team in rushing. Hardman, 9 catches, 76 yards. In that game, Hilaire moved to the IR, possible season-ending knee injury. So big blows. I think we talked about this last week. I think I brought it up. I think we were talking about, one of us brought it up, and we all agree. I just don't think the defense of the Chiefs are a Super Bowl defense right now. And I'm not saying you have to have a great defense, but they're not good enough to complement that offense at all. They're not at all good. And the offense is playing very sloppy right now. A lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers. And you just can't, that's not a formula for success at all.
I don't think that line's good enough.
No, and they rebuilt the line, and the line's right. They're missing guys, injuries, but
they're struggling.
Yeah,
and now you got Hilaire out, and are they just going to stay? They got to change something.
And Hilaire was moving ahead. He had 200-yard games. He was playing well. He was looking good, and I just think the Bills are a good team right now. I know it's only 5 games in, and this has happened many a times. By end of the year, the Bills could be the team we're going. Well, they're not as good as we thought, but I think the Bills right now are very good.
The Bills have made steady improvement.
Yes.
Think about when they first started with Josh Allen, right?
Yeah.
But you were talking about the defense, but we have to talk about the offense is what we have to talk about here. Chiefs have 11 turnovers this season, tied with the Jaguars for most in the NFL. Through 5 games last season, Chiefs had 3 turnovers. That's huge.
Yep.
It's huge. So I mean,
that plus minus. You look at plus minus of playoff teams, and they're usually pretty good pluses. They really are. I mean, and that's not anything you guys probably don't know. That's just something that's not many teams with a minus and takeaways and giveaways, or takeaways and giveaways are going to make the playoffs. They're going to be struggling to make the playoffs.
One other little stat here about that game: the Bills defense did not blitz Mahomes once in this game or in Week 6 in 2020.
Yeah, if you can get pressure with 4 guys, you can win a lot of football games.
Right?
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, man. So that was a big yes.
So I'm starting a campaign right now. I say Josh Allen MVP. Every time I looked at, I mean, I had that game on. I kind of, I wasn't sitting in front of it the whole time, but every time I looked at that TV, the guy was making plays either with his arm or with his feet, and he looks like a leader. He looks like he's a true leader, and he's an incredible athlete, really. I mean, I think, and I know we've all been kind of talking about him for the last couple of years, but this is the first time with my own eyes I looked at the guy and I'm like, he might be one of the best. He might be the best quarterback in the league. He looked great.
Yeah, I was watching this game up north with my dad, and he's like, "Who the hell is this guy?" He doesn't watch a
lot. He's hurdling over guys. I mean,
He's like, this guy's awesome. I'm like, we knew that, but he's better than everybody thought he was going to be for sure.
He's gotten better. He's improved.
Yeah, he keeps improving.
He's done that thing. He's just improved his game every year.
And when you draft a guy, when the 49ers draft Trey Lance or the Bears draft Fields, or that's the guy you're looking for, and they got him.
And you see the moxie.
And it took years.
Yeah, it
took
did.
a couple years.
But what you saw the other night was the moxie, the leadership. I mean, just I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
That kind of attitude, and I like that. I mean, I was really impressed with Josh Allen.
Another game, a game that impressed me, not because the Cardinals went to 5-0, but they actually played in a game that they didn't win on offense. They played really good defense in the game. And I know they were facing Trey Lance, who struggled in the game at times. 182 for Trey Lance passing, 16 carries for 89 yards for Trey Lance, and Deebo Samuel, 3 catches, 58 yards. Kyler Murray, very quiet game, 239 and a touchdown. Rondo Moore, 3 catches for 38. Rushing. He led the team in rushing, three rushes for 38 yards. And DeAndre Hopkins, 6 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown. The big story, like I said, in that game was just the defense the Cardinals have been playing. I'm not gonna the 49er offense is better with Garoppolo right now, I believe. But they did what they had to do. They beat who was on the field, and that's how the game is. It's just injuries are part of the game. So I liked what the Cardinals looked in that game, and they played really well. So it was pretty impressive to me what they did on the defense side of the ball. If they can play defense like that, play that defense at 70% like that the rest of the year, they're going to be a team that's going to be hard to beat the rest of the year.
No, I got a question for you. Do you think now, I mean, we talked about the Seahawks, talked about the 49ers, and obviously the injury to Garoppolo, whatever. Are we looking at a 2-team race now?
It's going to be tough for the 49ers. I think the 49ers have a chance to come back, but I think if we had a percentage-wise, I think they got maybe a 20% chance to compete for even a wild card spot at this point. It's going to be tough. But if Trey Lance can maybe start playing better, or Garoppolo, he's going to be back, their offense is playing well with Garoppolo. I mean,
but it's volume. It's a quantity of wins in that division. I think you're going to see the Rams get 13, 14 wins. You're going to see the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals are already off to a 5-0 start.
Yeah.
You're looking at 13, 14 wins. Where does that leave the 49ers? We know where it's kind of going to leave the Seahawks, but I mean,
I think we should talk about 49ers defense against him.
Yeah, I mean, the defense is good. The Niners defense is good.
Well, that's why I posed that question, because I don't know where to go with it. The 49ers can still make some hay, I think.
I think they really showed other teams how to defend Kyler Murray going forward.
Tennessee Titan the Lamar Jackson formula, like the playoff game.
Right, the playoff game there.
Watch that film and see what they did.
The Colts didn't watch that.
Everybody saw that Rondale Moore.
For 3 quarters they did.
Right? That Rondale Moore catch he had.
Yeah.
Apparently, the catch probability on that was 11.8%. That's crazy.
Made the most of it as a percentage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm banking on him being really good by next year, the year after.
I think so. I mean, but
is Hopkins still going to be? I don't know what Hopkins' contract is.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to be the guy. I mean, you thought it was going to be Christian Kirk there. It's not going to be.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be Kirk and Moore. I mean, in a year or so.
You make a big time catch like that shows you something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's good. He's already had
Is that the
one
kid
huge
from
game.
Purdue?
Yeah, Rondale Moore.
Yeah, that's a kid from Purdue. That's a kid that single-handedly beat Ohio State that one year, I think.
Yep.
Another team.
I always remember teams that beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Starting to do a little early separation, which obviously can change early season. The Cowboys, 44-20 winners of the Giants. Dak Prescott, 302, 3 touchdowns. Zeke, 110 and a touchdown, and Lamb, 84 and a touchdown. Glennon, 196 and a touchdown. He came in relief of Daniel Jones, who got hit and got up, and he didn't know where he was. It was pretty crazy. Booker, 42 yards and a touchdown, because also Barkley was hurt in that game, a sprained ankle. Pretty good sprain, too. And Tony, the rookie, 10 catches, 189, though, for the Giants. The Cowboys also right now, they're playing really good football. The thing about the Cowboys, last year when Prescott was healthy, they were scoring points but getting outscored because their defense is so bad. Now their defense is playing better. Their defense has been tuned better. They have better defensive players. They actually cut Jalen Johnson and went to the Packers, so they got rid of a guy that is going to probably help the Packers, but they just decided to, hey, we don't need this guy. Don't know what the Steelers story behind that was. I guess we'll never know. But the biggest thing is that the Cowboys, I mean, they're beating teams they should beat. And like I said, they got 7 more games against teams that aren't good at this point. So, I mean, they could be looking pretty much, I mean, they're right now could be possibly fighting for home field advantage, which I don't know if we thought that when we all talked about it earlier, we thought the Cowboys could win the division, but it'd be a 10-win team.
Yeah, they
could be
great
looking at
schedule.
12, 13. Yeah, I mean, you take advantage of that and fine tune your game as you go. That's how you get better. You get these game against game teams, and you know what? NFL, we'll talk about games today. The NFL is weird. They're actually beating teams. They're not letting these teams hang with them.
Mhm.
They're beating them. You know, and if not for a Tampa Bay game on the Monday Night Football start season that Tampa Bay had a fight to win, this team could be 5-0 too. It's crazy. I mean, and they fought tooth and nail with Tampa Bay at Tampa, so they're looking pretty solid to me.
It's a Mike McCarthy team that's putting other teams away.
And he's doing something he didn't do a lot with Green Bay because I don't think they were built to do it as well as people thought. They run the crap out of the ball because they have
right.
Zeke and Pollard who are a great 1-2 punch.
201 yards. I mean,
and he's doing what he has to do to win games.
And that's one thing I was just going to say. And to put Ezekiel Elliott in that competitive situation, is Tony Pollard was getting the ball and he was looking good. And a lot of after game 1, game 2, a lot of people are like, well, is Zeke in trouble? And then Zeke has completely gone off since that moment. And so it just shows you that works.
Mm-hmm.
Throw somebody else in the mix. Now, not everybody's going to respond to it the same way Zeke does. But, I mean, congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys for winning the NFC East. I mean, it's done. I think it's just done.
Probably a done deal. But, you know, I'm glad to see Zeke responded. Remember our overreaction question? I said Pollard's the best running back.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys, you know, you just overreaction Monday type thing. But then also we have to talk about the porcelain doll, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, he just running around. He stepped on someone's ankle and it went sideways.
Do you see the size of that ankle? Holy crap! They showed that thing. It looks like a head was growing on the side of his ankle.
Oh yeah, it was not good.
And one other thing we need to talk about is Trayvon Diggs. 6 interceptions is tied for the most interceptions through the first 5 games of a season since 1970, and is now just 1 game away from tying the record for most games with an interception to begin a season.
You top 2, and I'm just going to say this because I'm got to bring it up because it's very few I get to brag about Bears players. Top 2 lowest pass rating against. Diggs is first, Jalen Johnson second.
Yeah,
really.
So it's pretty impressive at this point for him, at least. I don't know about everybody else, but for him, it's good. And he was the guy the Bears took a chance to get rid of Fuller, and I still think their defensive backfield is not the best part of their game, but at least they were right by keeping the guy, not paying, whatever their finance situation with that was. I would have still kept Fuller, but it sucks because if they kept him now, they have him with him. That'd be pretty nice.
Are they going to stick him like on Adams and just?
That's what I don't know what their plan is. Who knows what they'll do with Adams? I don't know why people don't double cover. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't understand the concept behind that. I don't know. But
quick side note. So Mr. Diggs, Trayvon, cried at Alabama when Nick Saban turned him from a wide receiver to a cornerback.
Well, now I should give him a thank you card.
Right? Yeah. Or give him a gift card.
After this past weekend, Nick Saban's probably got a lot of tears in his eyes, too.
You should.
I've said this many times. Why aren't these college guys, they're 6'2" or whatever, they're not fast enough to be a wide receiver, whatever it is. Why aren't they just going to be defensive backs? There's way more money in the NFL than that.
Bielema tried making John Clay a defensive end. He said no.
Yeah, I remember that. And they're just
tell you what, he could have put on that weight and done what he wanted to do.
JJ and TJ Watt are both tight ends going into college or receive.
That's right. Tight ends at Central Michigan.
They both were talked into switching over in Wisconsin. They did, and the
Hello.
rest is history.
I made a lot of money, Subway money.
Hey, boys, eat some chicken.
Are these guys just that hard-headed that they want to be the wide receiver? They think they're going to get their shoe deals, and
it takes the right mindset, right attitude.
The cornerbacks actually, I would guess,
defensive ends. If you can sack a quarterback, you make lots of money.
I guarantee there's a lot of parental influence there.
Yeah,
you're not a wide receiver.
Yeah, like Larangelo Ball or whatever the dad's name is.
Larangelo.
So anyway, Cowboys moved to 4-1. Giants dropped to 1-4. Chargers, Browns, big game, great game out west. 47-42. Baker Mayfield 305, 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb 161, 1 touchdown. Njoku 149 and a touchdown. One of his biggest days as a pro. Justin Herbert 398, 4 touchdowns. Eckler 66, 2 touchdowns, and Mike Williams just having a year that finally the guy that we thought we could have. 8 catches, 165, and 2 touchdowns. I'm gonna how we were talking a second. What quarterback were you talking about? I'm going to raise your Josh Allen with a Justin Herbert.
Hell yeah.
Another guy that
wasn't He was supposed to start if it wasn't for
I think it's
a lung
puncture.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't for Vincent Vega.
Do you think the trainer was like,
give him the shot?
Do you think the trainer was kind of going, man, this Justin Herbert's way better than these two.
This guy, I'm gonna hit him where it hurts.
Lance Lynn, not Lance Lynn. Was Anthony Lynn's a moron?
Anthony, He lost his job.
So it's
I like the sound of the deflation that you made there, like he was a balloon.
Yeah. But the thing about it is that you think about the way stuff happens. Justin Herbert might not played a game yet in his career until
Is
this
it like
year.
Drew Bledsoe going down? Is that what we're talking
We
about?
just talked about that work today.
Or Trent Green?
It's insane. This is nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, you think
Trent
about
Green,
it.
you're
Justin
right.
Herbert and the sophomore slump. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Which we all talk
and
about.
it's so
which we all
funny.
talk to happen.
I watched in the Rose Bowl that year against the Badgers. I watched Herbert destroy the Badgers, but he did it on the ground. He rushed for 4 touchdowns as a quarterback. He didn't even. I don't even think he threw one.
You know what?
And I'm like, he's just a running guy.
His running game reminds me a lot of Aaron Rodgers' running game.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of the same. He doesn't run but he runs when he has to run.
It's a
He's
control.
athletic.
Get going, yeah.
He's very athletic, and he
Yeah,
does.
and you see that from Josh Allen
Yes,
too.
but Josh Allen's kind of a beast, though. He's he's built like Cam Newton was.
Yeah,
right? He's a big dude that's hard to bring down. Where Herbert's tall and lanky, but he's not as built. But he, like you said, he does what Rodgers does. He does what he has to get the yardage when it's needed.
No, but I like that. I think Herbert's in the conversation right now. When you talk about the up and coming, who are the best quarterbacks going to be? Allen, Herbert.
I think the league.
There's another guy I think we'll talk about.
Yeah, I think
soon.
the league has a lot of good young quarterbacks, which is good for us as
Yeah.
fans.
Which
It
we
really
were
is.
just talking about 2 years ago. Where are they going to come
They're
from?
coming.
Yeah,
They're coming.
They can't all come from Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, and I think we'll talk about another guy who's an absolute freak, but I don't know if the head is there. But I'm sure we'll get to it. Yeah, we'll get to Jordan Love.
I mean, Herbert's 6'6", 236. I mean, he's no little guy. I mean,
he's long, dude.
So Dan Patrick had him on the show today, and probably one of the best interviews I've heard with him. He said, "Hey, so what do you do on your day off?" He goes, "I come into the, where the hell I go, wherever they
practice field
or whatever. I watch film.
The facility.
There you go. Thank you. I watch film, and some of the other guys come in, other quarterbacks. We talk about game planning and stuff like that." He goes, "Isn't it supposed to be a day off?" He goes, "Yeah, but I don't do a lot of things. This is what I like to do. I like to come in here."
A Tom Brady type guy.
He's obsessed with football. Yeah,
He is. And then Herbert recorded his 11th career game with 300 plus passing yards, the most by any player in his first 2 seasons in the Super Bowl era. That mark broke the tie with Patrick Mahomes and Pro Football Hall of Famer Dan Marino.
So this is in what is that? 21 games he's done that.
Oh yeah,
and it took them 30 some.
One other little stat about the Browns. The Browns scored 42 points, had 532 yards with 0 turnovers. They are the first team in NFL history, including the playoffs, to lose when having either 40 points and 0 turnovers or 40 points and 500 yards and 0 turnovers.
And that's because that defense was
crazy.
playing at a high level to this game. That's why I think it's more impressive what San Diego did.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, LA.
Well, it gives some credit too to Austin Eckler. I mean, he's running the hell out of the ball.
Last couple of weeks, he's
even though he tried to take a knee and they carried him into the end zone too. To see that, I was like, well, why didn't you just take a knee? I mean, he kind of started running
just
and
lay down.
Just lay down if you're going to do that.
He wanted to touch on, he did.
Yeah, he kind of it was like
he's the first running back
indecisive,
dragged in by the other team for a touchdown.
And he's not a huge guy either.
Well,
so it's
Terrell
probably,
Davis got the Olay for the Super Bowl.
They
everybody just moved away and he pretty much fell into the end zone of that, which you have to do. You understand the concept of it, why you do it. Eagles, Panthers. The Panthers are becoming what we thought they are quickly, as we thought. They were 3-0, now they're 3-2. Had a game in hand, get a punt blocked to put the Eagles in scoring position to win the game. That is unacceptable to me. You can't get a punt blocked on a.
It was that kind of weekend though, with some special team stuff.
It was terrible. I mean, well, the other one, what game was that? Where they ran like a weird fake punt formation. The guy kicked it off the back of the up man on it because he was so close to him.
Yeah.
What game was that? We might. I'll remember it when I see it.
There was. I mean, obviously we're going to probably talk about the kicking, but there was so many special teams, little just weird things, and the way turnovers went this weekend, it was a lot of scoring too. I mean, how your fantasy numbers were just Pete's league. Did you see the numbers?
Well, I had 300 points and I lost.
I had 818 points.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you win?
Or more than that. 8. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I won.
I know the matchup between bench warmers, I won though.
That's a touchdown league, or
oh yeah, we never even talked about that. I didn't bring it up.
I forgot about it actually.
It's the touchdown, so you get it. It's kind of hefty.
The team's points. Weird. The league's weird. Okay, anyway, the Eagles win 28-18 at Carolina. They moved to 2-3. Panthers moved to 3-2. Hurts 198. Sanders 45 yards rushing. Devontae Smith 7 for 77. Sam Darnold 177 and 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions in that game. Was it or 4
for Darnold?
Yeah,
3.
He's thrown 5 in 2 weeks now. Chuba Hubbard 101 in relief of McCaffrey, and Smith 5 for 48. Once again, Darnold is becoming kind of what he was with the Jets again when he plays better teams. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Anything on the Panthers, Eagles, and what you see from either team? I think the Eagles are kind of going to have I don't know. They're kind of a hard team to read.
Scrappy.
They're weird. Yeah.
I like Devonta Smith.
Yeah. Devonta
Again,
Smith
7 more catches.
Yeah, 7. Yep.
Good fantasy pickup if you don't have him.
Oh yeah, he's in.
Well, I think he's in probably in a lot.
Yeah.
Well, no,
because he started out week 1, week 2. He was getting some good plays. The Darnold thing, is McCaffrey make a big difference?
Yeah.
I mean, when he should be back next week, I believe.
Yeah. I mean,
he was pushing to come back this week. I don't know. I don't think I never really thought the Carolina Panthers would be world beaters, but I thought maybe they'd be fighting a little bit in that division. Eagles are scrappy, but I don't give them a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll probably be 7. What do we say? 7-10, 8-9, something like that.
Something like that. Yep. Big win for the Titans. 3 moved to 3-2 over the Jacksonville Gyrations. Tannehill 187.
He couldn't wait all night.
Henry 133 touchdowns. His 5th time in his career, I think he did that.
I looked at him at halftime, and he was just like, pedestrian numbers. And then I turned it back on. I'm like, holy shit.
Yep. Johnson 352. Trevor Lawrence 273 and a touchdown. Robinson for 149 and a touchdown. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Arnold. I'm sorry, not Darnold. Arnold 6 catches for 64 yards, and the Jaguars dropped to 0-5. I think they lost 21 in a row now, or 20 in a row, something like that. That was
20 in a row.
20 in a row. So first team since I think the Buccaneers of the 70s or something like that. Whatever, but they lost 20 in a row.
Because I think the Lions.
And yeah, they looked not very good in this game at any point that I saw. What I saw of it, they do move to 0-5 though, and I don't know. Like I think is Urban Meyer living on borrowed time at this point? Do you believe?
Urban Meyer did he flap to Cincinnati or?
So are they going to draft another quarterback this year? They're going to have the first pick again.
Lawrence is they're getting a defensive from Oregon. Maybe then they'll go to that defense. They'll build around him. I mean, they got time. It is what
I'm joking.
Yeah, I know you're saying that division, but the division. Sad thing about the division, it's a division you can maybe win if you just kind of go
put some together.
Yeah, because Houston, them, Indianapolis, and
it's kind of like the NFC East last year.
Yeah, a little bit. This division might be that. You're right.
So.
Jacksonville's still right in it.
Yeah, they are. Only 3 games out.
That's right. So Derrick Henry has 4,792 yards and 47 rushing touchdowns through his last 40 games. That is the most rushing yards in a 40-game span in NFL history, surpassing Jim Brown at 4,759 from 1963 to 1965. Now, they didn't play as many games back then.
No.
So...
Yeah, but it's 40-game stretch.
You said 40 games.
Yeah, I did.
So
I did. But just so
games.
you know, and then, I think the game was totally different then.
Well, and they were back then. They were trying to protect against the run at all stops.
Right.
Nobody threw the ball really.
Is he the best running back in the game?
Jim Brown, yeah.
Derrick Henry. We'll figure this out at the end of his career.
No.
Derrick Henry is he the best
right now? I mean,
yeah.
Even look at last year.
Him or Delvin Cook or one of those guys. I mean, who's McCaffrey?
Yeah, but you got to
He
be on the
They're
field.
all one-trick ponies.
Yeah.
Zeke.
Yeah.
Right now, catching the ball. He catches the ball too.
How bad was he for a while?
Henry's dominating.
But they were so bad last year. They had no line. They had no Dak Prescott. That was tough.
Remember how bad Henry was? I actually released him in fantasy. Was it about 3 years ago?
Well, it was not that he was so bad. The coach, he wouldn't play him.
He wouldn't get playing time.
Yeah, because they had
They had a small guy.
Yeah.
Not Chris Johnson.
No, he was a good player for a while.
Not James White. No.
Blue.
Who's the dude that was there with him? The small guy.
I can't remember.
They used to split carries and it was always like,
yeah, I know.
Well, whatever. Anyway, let's move on to the Dolphins, Buccaneers. Yikes. Brissett, 275, 2 touchdowns. Gaskin, 25 yards rushing. Myles Gaskin also led the team receiving 10 catches, 74 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tom Brady, 411, 5 touchdowns. First time in his career, 400 yards and 5 touchdowns in a game. Fournette, 6-7 and a touchdown. Antonio Brown, another guy who hit a woman, 124 and 2 touchdowns. He didn't resign this week, though. So Tom Brady, 15 touchdowns on the year after a couple of slow weeks, is back on a horse and putting up 45 points and no Gronk. So probably would have been 52 if they had Gronk, I'm guessing.
He leads the NFL in passing yards.
Does he?
Tom Brady. Yep.
Yeah.
Probably first time in his career.
He's 44.
And does he? How about touchdowns? Who is the leading? Is it Justin Herbert in touchdowns?
I don't.
It's got to be close.
I think it's Herbert.
He also leads in attempts. Well, I mean, that should go hand in hand, I would think.
You think Brady, if he gets 50 touchdowns, will be the oldest guy ever to get 50 touchdowns?
No, I this last season for Madden. I had 50 touchdowns.
Oh,
I'm
you
50.
did?
So
yeah.
Oh wait, we're talking real football. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know what to say about this game. The Dolphins overmatched. I mean, it is what it is. The Buccaneers are good.
That's Ed's Super Bowl.
No, that Dolphins team's bad.
I think Brian Flores is on the hot seat. I don't have the button ready, but he would be on the Benchwarmers hot seat. Let's see right here.
Benchwarmers hot seat.
Yeah.
So I think Brian Flores is on that hot seat.
It's a young team with a lot of young talent, and they're not doing anything.
Can we move on from that?
Yeah.
Get moving here, or you got something big, Willie?
The only thing I have to say,
You wrecked her back seat.
Brady's Sunday's performance was the first time in his career in which he threw 400 plus yards and 5 touchdowns.
We in a cave?
Did you say that?
Thanks for showing up, Jace.
Hey.
You got any dad jokes?
Do you know that was the first time in Brady's career he threw 400 yards?
Shut the front door.
He threw 400 touchdowns and 5 yards.
You know what? Normally
I've
Scott
heard
misses this good stuff, and I always have it. So I mean,
I know.
Okay, let's move on. Patriots, Texans, real quick. Talk about that. Let's get out of here and let's talk about other fun stuff. Patriots win 25-22, a comeback, 22-9. The Texans were winning and lost. Davis Mills, 312, 3 touchdowns. Conley, 84 yards on the touchdown. Hunter Henry, 75 yards on the touchdown. Mac Jones, 231 on a touchdown. Anything to care to say about the Patriots Texans?
No, next game.
Max Jones was all right.
Mac Jones played a solid game again, had up and down plays. The team's not really great right now. Their defense is playing okay.
We'll look at him in a year or two.
Saints get a Hail Mary for halftime, and they beat the football team 33-22. Jameis Winston, 4 touchdowns, 279. Kamara, 71 and 1 touchdown. Callaway, 85 and 2 touchdowns. Heineke, 248, no touchdowns. Gibson, 60 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Humphreys, 3 for 73. Biggest thing I saw this week, Drew Brees talked about the Saints, and he said he doesn't believe that Jameis Winston is letting it fly at all yet. He's being very conservative. He thinks he needs to take more chances.
Really?
So, yes, because he said he's seen him in practice. He said he can do more of what he's doing, and he said, I don't think it's the coaching. I think it's all him being very tentative on stuff. So, hoping, he says, if he does what he can do and make the right plays, he can actually, the team could be very good. And to compete with the Patriots, the Buccaneers are going to have to be very good, I think, in the division.
I don't think anybody doubts the guy's talent. No. You know, Jameis Winston.
No, not at all.
We saw it for
years.
He's
very up and down right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Everybody doubts his brain. I mean, that's the problem for his whole career.
Did he have crab?
Yeah. And the Steelers hang on with the Broncos. The 2-3 they moved to. Broncos go to 3-2. 27-19. No crazy stats there. Sutton has 112 and 120 and a touchdown. Claypool 5 for 130. Najee Harris coming along next week. 122 and a touchdown. Roethlisberger looked better. The line played better. 253 and 2 touchdowns.
Who's guy who's been accused of 12 rapes or whatever?
Yep, that's a good point too.
He's still
he hasn't resigned.
He's rolling right along.
Yep. Anything real quick about
real
that?
Real quick. Roethlisberger recorded his highest passer rating, 120.9 in the game since week 5 of 2020.
We in a cave?
Did you say that?
No.
I didn't think you did.
It was that 56-degree air. That
it was his first 90
This
plus.
beer was aged in a cave.
It was. Damn it to hell.
Jets Falcons over in London. Put another shrimp on the bobby. Wait.
Oh, wrong place.
That's awesome.
Today.
Falcons win 27-20. Matt Ryan, nice game, 342 and 2 touchdowns. Zach Wilson, I watched bits of this game, and Zach Wilson is not that good right now. He's missing throws. He reminds me of a little bit, and I don't want to be funny about this, but watching him play, he reminds me a little bit of Mr. Trubisky. Just a little bit. Hey, Glenn's here. Hey, Glenn, come on over.
Come on, Glenn, sit down.
Come on over.
Sit
Have a seat.
down.
So he reminds me a little bit of Trubisky, and it's early, I know, but just the way he plays the game, it's kind of eerily weird. And I still kind of sitting there watching the game. In my head, I thought to myself, they didn't think Trey Lance was better than this guy, or they didn't think Fields, or they didn't think Mac Jones. It's kind of weird to me, but let's see.
We'll
It's
see where it
early.
goes, yeah.
But it was the Falcons, man.
Yeah.
The Falcons aren't good. I mean, so I don't know.
At least not defensively.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The offense is
he struggled.
clicking.
So whatever. That's whatever. Michael Carter, 33 yards and a touchdown. Corey Davis, 445. Nothing crazy in that game. Patterson has a good year. Cordell Patterson having a solid year, getting yards.
Crazy year. And I played against him this
He's
week.
been a great pickup in fantasy.
Oh, and Kyle Pitts, he's huge, 9 for 119 and a touchdown.
Yeah,
His biggest game as a
everybody
pro.
knew that was coming.
He's coming along. So let's see what happens with that.
Hey, I don't want to brag, but I remember who that running back is at DeMarco. It was DeMarco Murray.
Yep, Murray.
So I don't care what Chris Klein says up there on the thing, but that's what I remember.
DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, no, Murray was on the Cowboys, and then he went to the
okay, yeah.
Titans.
Okay.
And so that was the one
Yep.
hold up on Derrick Henry's career.
There's another guy, a small guy though, that was there. I swear to God, it wasn't him. There's a small guy that played with him, and they used to go thunder and lightning, and it wasn't Murray. It was somebody else. I swear it was. Look,
that's Klein's
no,
fault.
no,
then.
no. Look, try to look it up and look like it would be 2015
All
or
right, you keep
16.
talking about the next game, and I'll look it up.
Colts Ravens, a big game last night.
I want to talk about that, so I can't look this
The
up.
Ravens kind of crapped the bed. Wentz 402, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor 53 yards and a touchdown. Also 116 and a touchdown receiving. Lamar Jackson 442, 4 touchdowns. Jackson also led in rushing 62 yards. And also Mark Andrews, 11 catches, 147, 2 touchdowns, and 2 2-point conversions. First game all year, he actually caught a ball in the red zone.
Yeah, and I was playing
That's
against
amazing.
him too.
Al Michaels told me that.
Willie, what do you got on that?
But Lamar Jackson, the thing about that, the streak for the Ravens and last night, they tied the Steelers with 43 consecutive games. I believe 43?
43, yeah.
With 100 yards rushing as a team. They didn't hit that number, but they get the win. And it was a pretty impressive comeback by the Ravens, but the Colts did miss a field goal as time expired.
They missed 2 that game.
Yeah, yes, they did. They had a tough time with the field goals. That one kid came in, Blankenship wasn't on the field. It was like a high school game. It was like calling Jace out to punt. The guy had to come out and kick, and then it was like a 40-some yard field goal, like 42, and they moved in 5 yards. They brought Blankenship, man, and they were puzzled. Chris Collins were like, well, it was like a 40-yard field goal. It's not like a 54-yarder better leg. It was just weird. It was a weird situation. Don't get what happened.
But Blankenship's got a hip injury.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that's why he was having problems.
And Glenn's here. I don't know if you're Glenn's here. Hey, Glenn, how are you?
I thought he couldn't find his glasses.
In a few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, at least when they
months.
yelled at Jace to get out on the field, he ran out there and kicked a nice punt.
And made a tackle.
And
Well, he got run over and it stopped the guy.
Yeah,
Speed bump.
The guy's foot got stuck in his face mask and pulled him down.
Well, all I know is I made a joke about it in the locker room when the coach looked at me and goes, "Save the touchdown." Because he goes, "Oh, yeah, Jace made a basketball coach, Van Dyke." He said, "Oh, Jace made a tackle tonight." And I go, "Yeah, I heard he got in the way." And the other guy goes, "Save the game or save the touchdown." I was like, "My bad. I'm just making a joke, man. It's my kid. I can do that." So let's get to NFC North. Lions, Vikings.
Wait, I wanted to talk about the Ravens.
Sorry.
Okay, so is this the other we talked about, Allen? We talked about Herbert. Is Lamar Jackson in that conversation?
No.
And that's when I said, I go, well, I think we're going to talk about another guy who's got just incredible talent. He's a modern marvel of a quarterback, but is the head there?
I can't put him in there.
Well, he's won one already. He won him MVP already.
But because in his playoff appearances, he's been garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah, you know what? He's been there.
When he plays against the big teams.
Josh Allen, they had Kansas City on the ropes last year, and their defense shit the bed on them.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen had a chance to beat Casey on the road last year.
Yeah.
And he played good in that game.
Well,
Allen
at least,
good.
I mean, the MVP we're talking about before the playoffs anyway.
Yeah, the MVP.
I mean, is he in the conversation? He's got to be.
Oh, yeah. If you can have Josh Allen, I mean, if you have Josh Allen, most teams say, yeah, I'll take Josh
And
Allen.
if we go, if we're projecting forward with quarterbacks like we've been trying to do over the last year or so, he's in that. I mean, Allen, Lamar Jackson, Herbert, and obviously Mahomes. You know, there's your big four. I mean, I don't know if there's. We probably talk about some
Brady's still got 10 years left, so you probably put him in there.
Let's be fair, guys that are 25.
You're 20, 25, 26 and under. Yeah,
45.
Yeah.
But
well,
yeah, I mean,
Rodgers in there.
It was
Brady.
The last. I mean, it was an impressive comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, and he put the team on his shoulders. I think he was great. He was fantastic last night.
And how old is he still? He's young.
He's under 25.
Who?
Lamar.
25, I think he is.
25 or 26.
And another
yeah.
guy that we're going to talk about right now. Well, actually, I'll talk about the Bears first because I'll go back and forth. Bears, Packers. I usually go. I'll go to the Bears this week. Bears go on the road to the Raiders, and they actually win. They moved to 3-2. Raiders dropped 3-2 with the John Gruden situation. I don't know if that.
Can we put John Gruden on the hot seat?
John Gruden's.
Do you have a toilet?
Wait. He's been fired. Or he resigned. I'm sorry.
I think if you put him on the hot seat with the hot sauces, he's 12th.
Do you have a toilet flushing?
Yeah. I don't know. What a pussy.
I think the
See what happens when you call the commissioner a pussy in email?
I'm telling you, that was a
That's what it was.
That was a hit, man. Ed said it was we talked about it earlier, but he said it was a political hit, and he's right. It was. That's what it was. And some of the stuff he said was wrong. Whatever. We talked about it. Whatever.
I think Goodell's Belarusian.
So the Bear goes. Justin Fields gets his first career touchdown pass. 111, 1 touchdown. Khalil Herbert and Damian Williams fill it in very nice fashion for David Montgomery. Khalil Herbert, I think, has a solid future in the NFL. That's a good pick by them at this point. Mooney, 3 for 35. Carr, 206, no touchdown. Jacobs, 48 yards and a touchdown. Renfro, 6 for 56. The Bears off defensive line played really well in this game. And they get a win on the road, which is hard to do in this league, and especially when you're a team that is kind of finding its way and has come under fire the last couple of weeks. So Dodgers are at 4-0 right now.
Yeah, not to mention the Bears are on the road every other week this year.
Yeah, they are. It's a weird schedule every other week. Yeah. This week they're at home. They're on the road in Tampa the next week. So it's kind of, people say it's kind of weird. I like that. I think
It doesn't make any difference to this guy because he's going everywhere.
Yeah, he's going to all 3 of those games.
I'm going to Tampa next week. It was another birthday present.
I'm really surprised you weren't in Vegas last weekend.
Well, Jenny talked about doing that, but she said she looked and she said the prices were like
Just
crazy compared to what
she's probably
Key West was.
She's like, he'll lose so much money if he goes to Vegas.
Yeah.
Can you believe this guy's birthday? I went to Key West for my birthday, and then I'm going to the Bears game in Tampa. I can't even get like a hand jibber.
Well, maybe if you married her.
Maddie.
Guess who's on the hot seat? Ed.
Benchwarmers hot seat.
She doesn't listen to this crap.
You could just go to the courthouse, you know?
So
I think that's the most impressive thing is that those running backs stepped up.
Yeah, I think it was. But you know what?
Because that's where I thought they would have.
The Bears are an enigma with this whole thing. Their offensive line played really well in that game. And obviously that leads to good running.
Yeah, sure.
But you're right. I think Khalil Herbert played really well. And Fields looked good at times. He looked like a rookie at times.
Why did Dalton come in for one play?
Something happened. He got, I guess,
like a concussion.
Well, the best thing about it is that Justin Fields got like smoked. Well, then 3 plays there, they run he comes back in a running play with them. I'm like, what are they doing? The dude's couldn't walk a minute ago.
No, Nagy's calling plays again.
Let's check Nagy's emails.
So let's go to let's go to the final thing here. The final game. The Packers, another guy that is upcoming, Joe Burrow, another good quarterback in this league. Packers fight off the Bengals, the pesky Bengals, who I think actually are a very good football team. Watching them play there today, 25-22. Mason Crosby missed 18 field goals, made the one that mattered. Rodgers 344, 2 touchdowns. It was kind of funny because I believe that. What was the stat there? I don't remember that stat, but Aaron Jones 103. Devontae Adams. I mean, I don't understand why they don't cover this guy, but this is his first big game of the year, so it's been quiet all year. 11 206, 1 touchdown. It'll happen. Burrow 281, 2 touchdowns. Perrine 59 yards. I believe Mixon was in and out with injury. He did score in that game. Mm-hmm. And Jamar Chase 6 catches, 159, 1 touchdown. Man, I'm sure glad Reese took Trevor Lawrence.
Jeez, can you believe that?
So Jamar Chase looking like after the talk about him dropping balls in preseason, all that he's a good receiver.
Yeah, and that's right. He did. People were questioning him, and he's a freak. I mean, he's probably going to be one of those guys in the next 2 or 3 years. You're going to say he's a top 5 or 8.
Yeah, right now, he could be top.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there.
Well, he's got a touchdown every game, I think.
Yeah, right. Not last week. Big playability.
Yeah, well, he catches the ball, he can run after the catch.
Yeah. And Burrow is solid.
He's a
tough dude.
And Burrow loves him.
Yeah,
because they play together. I mean,
yeah.
So
they should go to the courthouse.
So the Packers win. Anything about the Packers?
Yeah, can we talk about the elephant in the room? I know mental health is a big issue in this country, and Crosby. You guys did hear this. He tried to commit suicide, but he missed wide right.
You know what's funny is he actually had he had 4 successful field goals in that game. He went 4 of 7. He did.
He had to go 4 of 8 because he missed.
No, he
3.
went 4 of 7. He missed 3.
An extra point.
He missed an extra point.
I'm sorry. Okay,
yep.
there you go. Okay.
Yeah. So
is that good?
In fantasy, you're almost breaking even by all that.
And he did that a few years ago with that Detroit
And
game
the
where he
Bengals
missed 4.
kicker missed 2 field goals too.
And
They
celebrated when he missed one.
Yeah.
He did.
They
He
missed
hit the
5.
flag.
There
He
was
hit the
5
flag. Who
games.
does that? Hit the flag.
I don't know. Maybe we should do good, bad, and ugly. We could talk about kickers if you want. I don't know.
So let's go. We're done with the NFL. We'll talk about next week in a minute, but let's talk about good, bad, and the ugly. We'll go with the good, bad, ugly right now. So let's go let's start with the good this week. Good, Ed. What do you got for the good?
I don't have anything. The good is the only one I didn't have anything for. Tom Brady was ridiculous.
Okay. Tim Brady, good.
Yeah, that guy's good.
I thought the good was easier. There was so many good things. I mean, I mentioned earlier, and I guess I'll just stick with that as Josh Allen, just a stud.
Yep.
I have a good or goodest.
Go ahead.
But-
I think there's a lot of goods.
Of course, he screwed this up.
Well, no, I'll walk away from it if you want me to.
No.
Let's walk
Don't
away.
backpedal.
This is
Let's
a
go.
serious show, Willie.
I know it. So the goodest is MSU's victory by Cameron Evans and her teammates over Ohio State.
Nice.
1-0.
As they say it on
Yes.
the pitch.
The gooder was Michigan beat Nebraska on the road. And the good was Texas A&M defeats Nebraska or Alabama.
That was pretty good.
They rolled the
Alabama.
tide.
Rolled the tide for sure.
My good is going to be very recent. It's going to be Freddie Freeman sending the Braves to the NLCS with a home run late in the Brewer
On
Braves
Hader,
game
yeah.
off a hater, which is a pretty big task.
Yeah.
How about the bad? Ed, we'll go with you.
I'm going to go with Tony La Russa's White Sox.
Yeah.
No offense, Glenn.
No, pitching was ugly.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Giolito didn't come through, and
Now that Glenn shows up, you got to stomp on him, huh?
yeah, Willie just put the White Sox helmet on him. He looks like Greg Lisinski with the helmet sitting up there.
He does.
That would be a great picture right next to mine.
That's great.
Actually, kind of looks like,
I feel like we already took this picture.
actually, it kind of looks like Chris Farley.
You can get a good look at a steak if you look up a bull's ass, but wouldn't you rather take the butcher's word for it?
something like that.
Chris Klein makes a point. There were 14 missed extra points this week.
You're taking away my bad right now.
But he said move the extra point back to where it was. I disagree. Leave it where it was. Leave it. Why move the extra point? This is more fun when it's back. Make them make these things.
Yeah, I like all
Make
this.
him
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Eric.
Well, my bad is the 14 missed extra points.
Sorry.
I hadn't heard
13 missed field goals.
And the
7 game winning field goals were missed, including 5 in the Packer Bengal game. And it's just like, where do you put it? Did you put it just on the kicker, or do you put it on that whole squad? I mean, is like that's where they're trying to break down some of the stuff with Crosby.
It's all in the kicker.
It just seems like it's all off. It seems like the whole thing is if it's just a little bit off, that just takes the kicker out of it.
You know what?
It's crazy.
Half of kicking is like 65% mental.
And laces out, Dan.
Yeah,
Laces out.
Laces out, and Janikowski would never missed anything.
So my bad is NFL kickers.
Okay. Well, that was my bad, but I'm gonna go with I can change mine because the Michigan State Ohio State game, the referee that I was watching there, this guy was trying to give the game away to Ohio State. Why or not? And I heckled this
They
guy
got
as
more
hard as I
money.
could, and the guy kept smiling at us. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's terrible.
He's like one of those 11 fans up there is yelling at me.
So yeah. This guy was terrible. So I wish I had his name. I'd put it out here on this podcast for us.
LaRusso, go argue with him. Just tell him it.
Let's go.
He just threw it to Abreu. Go out there and get him.
Get him.
My bad is my flight home yesterday. That was my bad.
Were you on Spirit?
No, American Airlines.
Oh.
Got stuck in Key West because we couldn't take off the correct way on the short runaway.
Oh, that sucks.
Then we got off the plane to let us back on because we could take off. We were supposed to go on my 344. Then we got in the air. Storms here. We had to fly around in the air for an hour till we got clearance to land. I got home at 8 o'clock last night. So it was not a big deal. Whatever. A lot of people look like they were huffy and pissed. And when you go to get off the plane, there's a certain, or you get off by your seat. Well, there was a few couples we knew had connecting flights. So they got by, but then this big fat dude runs people over, get out, and it's like, come on, dude, don't be a douche. We all were in the same situation.
I would have laughed.
Well, this
no,
lady,
he's more important than
Yeah.
you guys. You just don't know that.
I actually said, what the fuck? That's what I said. And the guy, he just kept walking, of course. course and whatever. So
You should have said,
Was
"What
this
the
in
fuck,
this
fat
is,
ass?"
This is flying into Illinois, though, right?
we were in
O'Hare.
Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, you get one or two of those guys that are really we don't understand that because we're just peons, but these people are really fucking important. They've got to get through that line before everybody else. I had one on my last flight.
Maybe I had to get to her hot dog.
And then
or
by the
something.
time we get to the carriage down there to pick up our luggage, that guy's wandering around looking for the luggage. It's like you just ran through everybody to get down there like 18th.
And you're in the same boat as everybody else.
Yeah, and you're
then.
still waiting.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Well, I'll wait till we're done. So let's do the ugly. Willie, ugly. You start.
Ugly.
We'll go backward.
The Detroit Lions lost. Second time they lost that way.
Did I bring? We talked about that. Oh, I didn't bring him up. I'm sorry. We didn't talk about
You
the
did
Lions.
not. You did
because
not.
Dan Campbell cried.
He did.
Oh,
he got a bad knee.
Well, they fought in that game. I hear a little bit. I didn't watch it, but
and by the way, Greg Joseph kicked that 54-yarder. He got carried off the field.
Well, you know what makes me laugh, and this is the media. This is the media, okay? And conceptually, it's funny, and it makes me. This is all media. It lasts everywhere. So a few weeks ago, Aaron Rodgers led his team down the field in 37 seconds, and they got a field and won the game. Kirk Cousins did it in 36 seconds this week. Have you heard about that?
Kirk who?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, right? It was 36 seconds
Highlight
left.
me now.
Was there 34 seconds left in the game?
Something like
He
that.
drove him in range, and they kicked the field goal and won the game.
But that should have been a 71-yard field goal because once again,
Oh, it happened again?
Too much time. They took too much time, and it should. But they.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe
should have been a penalty.
I had this discussion at work about because I mentioned a friend of the show, Jay Cutler, and some guy, obviously a rabid Packer fan, was like, he's such a jerk. And I'm like, when he would yell at his receiver for not running the right route, they're like, man, Cutler's the worst. And when Aaron Rodgers does it, look at him as a team leader, telling those guys what they did wrong and calling out their parents for being stupid. And, it's like, what?
Your mom's a whore and I run the right route. What?
Wow, he pointed out the faults. And,
So ugly. Where are we ugly? You?
well, I was gonna take John Gruden.
Looking into a mirror, yes.
I was gonna take John Gruden, but now I have to say the ugly is Scott not bringing up the Vikings and Lions game
I had it, but I went to
and the 34 seconds.
He was so
that the
excited to
kicker
get to the
had.
Bears game.
And
Well, no,
the
I usually-
71-yard field goal the guy should have had to kick. That's the ugly of this week. Ed?
I don't know. I had the kicking and all that, but
His undershirts from last.
I'm going to go with the ugly is J.R. Smith actually playing college golf, taking somebody's position.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a 40-some-year-old guy going back to college. He's at North Carolina.
I guess he's a good golfer, though.
Yeah,
He's a
he's pretty
plus
good.
40 handicap, yeah.
Plus 40.
Yeah, he was terrible this last weekend. He
Was
like,
he?
Yeah.
like
He got
83.
5 birdies, and that's all they were. But yeah, he's taking some kid's spot away. He's at North Carolina A&T, which is, you guys know this, right? It's a traditionally black college, the largest one. How hard is it to make the golfing team on an all-black? Sorry. Now I'm kicked out. Sorry, Gruden. I'll see you tomorrow.
I like this guy here, this Ed guy.
Can you email me that?
Wow.
Oh, too soon.
Sorry. You know what 40-year-old men are doing.
Ed's comments are not endorsed by the Basement Benchwarmers. Scott, what's your ugly?
My ugly is what's going to happen next out of this Washington Redskin investigation. I'm going to call it now. Let's see how ugly it gets.
Oh.
You're good at calling stuff, too.
I think
coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. Like
Dan
Willie
Snyder's
said.
going to have to give up the team.
What's the next
He's going to have
shoe?
to give up the team. I think.
Is it going all the way to him?
I think other people might be involved in this. I think other coaches might be popped out on this. There'll be assistant coach brought up. There'll be you watch.
You're going to find guys that are connected to 9/11. Watch. It's going to be horrible.
Watergate.
You're going to find an
It
election
is
machine.
Washington.
You're going to find election machine in one of these guys' basements. I guarantee you are.
It is Washington.
It'd be Forrest Gump. There's some guys over there in that room over there who can't find their light switch.
He must have been, well, he's drinking about 14 Dr. Peppers.
I got to pay.
I believe he said he had to pee.
Oh, my God. If this all ends up in a pizza place in the basement in D.C., we're in trouble.
Oh, geez.
So that was the good and bad, the ugly, brought to you by
The Masons.
the internet and email
Yes.
and dial-up.
Yes.
Oh.
We did the hot sauce already. That was exciting. Ooh, that was hot.
Oh,
You
boy.
missed it, Glenn. We did hot sauce tasting tonight.
I'm still sweating.
Yeah.
You can try all 6 of them from last week.
You know,
2 weeks.
I'm good.
any dad jokes, Willie?
I do have
Go
dad
ahead.
jokes.
Oh, my God.
All right. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet?
Broom.
Supplies.
Jesus.
That wasn't a movie. What movie was that?
I horrible.
Oh,
I just saw it on a TikTok. So.
I just got my wife a fridge for her birthday. I can't wait to see her face light up when she opens it.
That's the light. Yeah. That's horrible.
Why doesn't James Bond fart in bed? Because his blow his cover. I was at the library and the lady in front of me asked the librarian if they had any books on paranoia. The librarian goes, "They're right behind you."
I like it.
When does a dad joke become a dad joke?
when Willie tells it.
When it leaves and never comes back.
Oh, that's a great joke.
I thought you have any. You have one, I thought you had four.
Yeah, one more.
Oh, okay, great.
My great grandfather got his tongue shut out during the war. He never talked about it.
That's terrible.
I'm out.
He's out on that one.
Okay, you had a joke?
Yeah.
You might be out after this one.
No, this is like a dad.
I'm sorry,
Not associated with this show.
I'm sorry, Mr. Luzinski. You might be out after this.
No, I think I forgot my joke. There's like
I got a pussy willow joke. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
There's like a guy sitting at breakfast with his wife, and she's like, would you remarry after I died? And he's like, I really don't want to talk about it. So the next day at breakfast, same question, would you remarry? He's like, honey, this is something I really don't want to talk to. So if this goes on like for 4 or 5 days, and finally he's like, I'll just remarry. And she's like, oh, you would, huh? Would you sell the house, or would you, he goes, no, I wouldn't sell the house. Why would it? He goes, but would you sell our bed? He goes, no, I wouldn't sell the bed. She goes, would you let her use my golf clubs? He goes, no, I wouldn't let her use your golf clubs. She's left-handed.
Jeez.
Did the Badgers lose this week?
No, they won 24-0.
Oh,
Who'd they beat?
Chris Klein has how about the disappointing Badgers?
No, they're disappointing.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, when you look at the there's 5 Big Ten teams in the top 10, and Iowa's number 2.
Oh, the Badgers won them?
No, that's that's what he's trying to say.
Oh, Georgia.
How bad the West is?
Yeah, Georgia.
West is terrible.
Yeah,
I got kind of a joke. It's political though. They're probably going to offend half of our group. Did you guys see President Biden was talking on the news today about how he's going to fund his $3.4 trillion infrastructure plan? Did you guys see this?
No.
Yeah, he says, he's gotten farther than Chester Copperpot. He's right there on One Eye Willie's treasure. I don't know. I was watching the Goonies.
Who was the half that's offended? Are you talking about our fans or?
I don't know. I was watching the Goonies.
What the hell?
Hey,
What's up,
Jace.
Jace
Scored a goal. Come over here, Jace. Tell us about your goal. How many yards out?
He scored a goal. I show up. He doesn't even get off the bench.
Well, I scored on something that I wasn't trying to shoot.
That sounds about
really
right.
Trying to pass it, but I fell over basically and kicked it right at the goalie.
So you bent it like Beckham. They're like, man, that guy's amazing. Look at that curve on that ball.
No, it was the 9th goal for us. So
yeah.
I wanted to hear how it just bounced off your head. And then
did the coach have to yell at you? Get on the field, Chase. You're out there.
No,
football is life.
Hey,
good for you.
Congrats. Did you come down here for dessert?
No, I just came down here to see if you're still doing a podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. I got a famous quote. I got a famous quote if anybody wants to hear it.
Whipped cream? Anybody want whip? Yeah, I knew you'd done.
So you score goals like you make tackles.
Go on your own area to do that whipped cream.
Yeah, now put it in the
tackled him.
Now put it in the fridge. It's been out here. It's getting warm.
Yeah, put it
I
in
think
the
it's
fridge.
gone bad.
I got a famous quote. You tell me who this is. You never stay the same. You either get better or you get worse.
Michael Jordan.
Really?
Never stay the same. Never stay the same. Bill Clinton.
I'm going John Gruden.
Yep, John Gruden.
Was it?
Chris Klein did bring up something interesting. 3 top recruits dismissed from Madison this past month. Something's not right in there.
Yeah, there were 2 of them are running backs. Did you hear the story about the running back? I forget what his name is that actually finished the year as their top. So he was just released or kicked out pretty much, and they said the players hated him. He was a douchebag pretty much. He wouldn't show up to team meetings, and he thought he should. When they brought in Chaz Malucci, I can't say it's Malucci or
Belushi. Yeah.
When they brought him in, he was all mad because he's the guy, you know.
Is this a Paul
Badger
Chris thing? I mean, I don't know.
I think he's next.
The team leader, one of the team leaders, I read an interview and said, yeah, good riddance, pretty much.
Benchwarmers hot seat.
And you hear the same
Paul
thing about
Chryst.
hear the same thing about basketball too. It's
Jalen
like
Berger,
yeah.
You know, we've had some grumblings about the basketball coach as well. You know, I don't know. Alvarez is obviously just retired, and his legacy is what it is. And
who's the new?
It's Chris McIntosh.
McIntosh,
but he didn't hire these
the
two guys.
ex-Seahawk.
Yeah, he didn't hire. He didn't hire Greg Gard. He didn't hire Paul Chryst. Those are Wisconsin guys, and yeah, just something seems
coach,
off.
Next UW coach Jim Leonard.
Oh yeah, I mean I could definitely see
we called that earlier.
Yeah,
right. I think it's gonna be
easy.
sooner than later.
And the basketball program, I mean, I don't think they're going to be. I mean, who knows? They always surprise some people, but it's not what it was.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
anywho,
anything else from you guys tonight?
We were going to talk NBA, but I think we'll
we'll do
ship
the
has sailed.
preview. How about a quick question about the NBA, and we'll just leave it at that until we preview it.
Okay.
Do the Bucks repeat this year? Yes or no?
Hell yeah.
Oh no, it's too hard. They got a good team though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Willie.
No, I don't. No,
Glenn.
I think they could.
I think they have a chance because now that was the ugly I was going to do too. Kyrie Irving, the situation with him right now. We'll see how that.
I'm glad that they made the stance.
Yeah, he's pretty much said they can't be with the team until because he isn't allowed to play at Brooklyn, so there's no point.
Yeah, he's practicing with them, but
we're not going to let you play home and away, is what they basically said. You
yeah,
can't
he'll be playing away.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
They're not letting him at all.
No, not at all.
If he can't be fully with the team, he's not going to be.
So they took a stance.
He's not even practicing anymore.
Okay. All right. I didn't hear that. That must have been. Is that today?
Yeah, today.
Why?
Because you have to be vaccinated in Brooklyn to play, and he's not vaccinated.
There's 3 cities in the NBA right now.
Golden State, Brooklyn.
Got to be Toronto.
Well, I'm surprised LA isn't one. How strict they are.
Right.
And they're not. Because LeBron ain't vaccinated. That's why they're. I have a funny feeling that's why LA didn't make it a law. I'm being honest with you.
You might have a good point there.
Why would if LeBron ain't getting vaccinated, we can't not let him play in our city.
So
wait until they found out LeBron said Adam Silver's a pussy.
I'm actually slightly. So,
he is though.
So with what we're talking about with Kyrie, why do you think that the Bucks can't repeat? We're just talking about the Lakers, and
it's very tough. I mean, we saw what happened the last couple of years.
Yeah, the Bucks.
Was the last time a team has repeated?
Golden State.
But they were.
I don't know. I think the Bucks. I think the Bucks upgraded this year.
I think so. I still go back to it. It will be hard because we all tend to forget that an undermanned Brooklyn Nets team was a half shoe size from beating the Bucks. I mean, they didn't.
So was Atlanta.
Seriously,
and Atlanta played real well. I mean, so it is hard. A lot of things have to go your way, which that's fine. It goes everybody's way to win stuff.
Yeah,
stuff goes your way to win all the time. It's hard to win. A lot of times, there's many games in a season you win because of something goes your way.
And during the playoff run, things go your way.
And that's fine.
That happens.
I think they're built good. I do believe they're a little better.
They're built to be there.
I like Grayson Allen a lot.
Yeah, Grayson Allen, I think, is going to be a huge.
I think he's an upgrade. I think he brings that
grit,
that PJ Tucker type thing.
He's a dick that they need.
Yeah. He is. And he could shoot a dick, and he could shoot, and he could jump. He could play.
That sounded weird.
He might be a scooch better than DiVincenzo.
What kind of league are you watching?
He might actually be.
And
then DiVincenzo comes back.
Yeah. Yep.
And then that just brings more depth in. George Hill coming back. I mean, it's
as long as Patty C's still on the roster, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Are we going to find out if Kyrie is really, passionate about everything? Like, he is always talking shit and off in his own world, is he going to just say, screw it, I'm not going to play?
At this
Do you
point, he
guys
is.
see that?
At
I mean,
this
He's
point,
got
he
that
is.
kind of attitude.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. But or is he going to say, I need the money?
And a lot of times it's
and buckle.
Is this really a? And I don't want to talk about it because we've always talked about all this for the last year or 6 months or 8 months. But is it really about vaccination or just about standing your ground? There's differences.
Yeah,
There is. There really is.
It could be both. It
And
could be a little
sometimes
both
people
too.
are very hard headed where it's like, I'm not doing it.
That's me.
Do I disagree? I'm
Well,
just not going to do it.
but here's the thing: Kyrie will do it because he's he's just wired differently. But there's $40 million sitting there. He
Well, that's
makes
what I'm saying.
$40 million a year.
Well, but 100,000 is a big fucking deal to somebody like me.
Yeah.
So I would still stand
He'll
up
do
for
it.
it.
He'll
Like
do it.
today, I walked into a school.
Yeah.
You know, you got to wear masks and everything. I didn't even notice because I didn't wear one.
Mm-hmm.
But I still did it. You know, and I'm only over small potatoes. But the number does. That's what I'm saying. Is he really that?
He's wired kind of differently. He's
That's what I'm
always kind
saying.
of stood his
Is
ground.
he going to stand his ground?
It's a goofball.
He's a goofball. Yeah. I mean,
Is he going to have sage like going around him? So it's like, oh, it's going to protect me from the corona. Who knows?
Yeah.
He's insane.
Yeah.
We're talking about all this crap. We got to talk about Ben Simmons real quick,
He's
right?
back.
Yeah.
He's in the house.
He
There's another
reported.
guy.
He reported, right?
Still want to trade though. They say supposedly still wants to be traded.
Well, he wants his
Money.
money.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of like the LeBron thing. He always talks about, you know, all his passionate causes and everything, but he'll still step on a baby to get his money.
Well,
you know,
and the thing
he
about
would.
Ben Simmons, Embiid's already said some stuff about him, so I don't know if that's
Yeah.
he's not going to be there.
It's not repairable. at this
Embiid
point.
was basically pissed about it. Like, what is this dude doing, man?
Yeah.
Embiid's pretty comes off as a very laid back kind of guy. So when he said that, I was kind of well, maybe there's
Well,
something we
maybe-
don't know about Ben Simmons. At
Maybe
all.
they
He's
go.
kind of a
Maybe
douche.
Philly Brooklyn trade.
They talked about that. They said not right now.
Yeah.
Because Philly don't really. Do you want Kyrie Irving?
Over
Well,
Ben Simmons? Yeah, he's a much better player.
But do you want Kyrie Irving?
No. I want to
That-
deal with all the bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if it's not one thing, it's another.
So next week, so he plays, so he can't go to Brooklyn. The 8 times you got to go to Brooklyn, he can't come play
But
with
it's
you.
it's
He can't-
one.
he can't. You know,
Can't go
that's-
to
It's
Toronto.
again. It's
Yeah.
a balance. It's how much, you know. It's no deal different than like LeBron.
yeah.
You got to deal with all this bullshit too, but it's usually worth it. It pays off until it doesn't. You know.
I'm interested to see how it works out, how the season goes, because there are a lot of players. I believe LeBron's not vaccinated. And what
He
happened?
said he was. Yeah.
Oh, he is now.
He said now he's going to be because he needs to get paid. Well, he didn't say that, but that's he needs more money. He's only up to $1 billion.
Yeah.
Well,
You could go play
he's got
football.
all these
He's the
moves.
same-
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
He's the same
not.
guy that sold everybody out over China for money, you know. So
You could always go play football. You know, he was offered by two teams
Yes,
during the NBA
yeah.
strike.
Be it
Seattle and the Cowboys.
Mhm,
Tight end.
okay.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
I
You
would
just
love
you
to
just
see him
walk right into that.
Yeah.
I see Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Because he's a porcelain doll. He would be a porcelain doll. These guys get hammered, man.
Yeah, there's no way.
Okay. So we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what the question was.
It was
Hey,
Kyrie.
now.
I forgot about Kyrie, and I brought him up.
Kyrie, yeah, he's
So, any closing thoughts, Ed?
I think we covered a lot tonight. I'm
Yeah,
going to
we
let
did.
it go.
we did. It was like a full.
It's been a spirited show tonight.
It has.
Yep. What do we got here? All Kyrie needs to keep the COVID away is burning sage. Jeff said Bucks in 6. Ryan
sounds like a broken record.
Ryan said, "This is Bob Barker reminding you to help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed and neutered." And Ed,
I don't need to be
And
neutered
paid.
at my age. I could barely get a boner anymore.
Hey, my only closing thought is just, just delete those emails.
you can't. They still find them.
You got to don't archive, delete, and then delete from the junk folder. Get them out of there.
That's just some cold ass shit. Somebody saving 11-year-old emails.
Yeah, come on.
That's political.
The server holds that stuff, doesn't it?
Well, Hillary's server does.
Well, that's
that was my
The
joke.
one in the toilet. The one in the toilet, right?
Hunter Biden too.
Oh shit.
No such thing on that laptop. Had nothing on it.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
Wieners on there.
Glenn, any closing thoughts? I know you stepped in a little late. But anything you want to say?
Feel bad about your White Sox?
No.
Yeah.
No, the
You
way
got other
they're
stuff going
pitching,
on.
the way the pitching was going throughout the
They're a
year.
young team. They're like
Yeah.
that 2015 Cubs team kind of. I think next year's their year.
Yeah,
Oh, a
they didn't
Chicago,
shit
a
the-
Chicago team saying next year, huh?
They didn't shit the bed like the Twins did this year, so it's all good.
No, that's a young team.
You actually
too.
think Hop's listening?
Hey, Hop, how you doing?
He is too. You know he is.
Their number one fan.
Here comes the-
2001,
here comes the middle finger.
2002,
Here comes-
2003.
If you can see the 3 dots, like on a text.
How about you, Willie?
I look forward to watching the debauchery you have going on this weekend for the Bears.
Oh, I thought you meant about it for his
Packers.
birthday.
Oh, we didn't do our picks.
Oh yeah, let's do our picks real quick. I forgot about the picks.
Jesus,
Our
Pete.
picks real quick. Let's
We
go.
got a 4-hour show.
Let's just go through and hit them real quick. Hit it quick.
That's what she said.
Hit it,
So
forget it.
let's start off
Hit it, forget it.
with the first game on the docket. The Buccaneers giving 7 at the Eagles. When you're ready, and let me know when you catch up. I'm going to take. That's a tough one, but I'm going to take the Bucks minus the 7 at the Eagles.
Where did this go now? Damn it.
I'll take the Eagles.
The Eagles plus 7. Okay, Willie.
Yeah, the 7.
Bucks.
And Eric.
I'll take the Eagles.
Okay. I got Miami at Jacksonville. Miami giving 3.5 to the Jaguars. Is this the week the Jaguars get their first win?
Taking the Jags.
I got the Jags.
I'm going to take the Jags plus the 3.5, I think.
Yeah. I like that.
I'm
those
taking
odds.
them too.
Packers giving 4.5 to the Bears at Chicago.
I like Green Bay in that game to cover that.
I'm taking the Bears. I don't feel good about it.
Taking the Bears.
I'm taking the Packers.
And the Bears have played pretty well, though.
The Bears second. the Bears secondaries, I think, has trouble at times. I think the
Just
team's
got
playing-
one guy you got to stop.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Or AJ Dillon if you throw AJ Dillon in the receiving game.
Yeah.
Jeez, he had 5 catches for.
Yeah, Bengals minus 3 at the Lions. Lions getting 3 at home. Man, the Bengals have been playing really well, but the Lions just keep picking games, man, with whoever they play. It's tough.
I like the Bengals.
And I'm going to go with the Bengals, too. I don't know why, but I am.
I got Bengals.
Lions.
Lions. How about Houston giving 10 to the Colts?
Ooh, 10, huh?
Ooh, boy.
So, no, I'm sorry. They're getting 10 at the Colts. I apologize. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Texans and keep that close. I am. Plus 10 is a lot of points, and I don't
It's a
think
lot of points.
I don't think the Colts are 10 points better than anybody.
What? Oh.
Colts
I'm gonna
defense only plays 3 quarters. So.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take the Colts anyways.
Rams
Colts.
getting 10.5, giving 10.5 to the Giants on the road. So the Giants
West
getting
team
10.5.
going east.
Well, this is very hinging, but they're saying Mike Glennon might start. If Mike Glennon starts, that spread might move up to 14.
Right. So I'm going to take the Rams easy.
I'm taking the Rams.
Rams
and
easy.
I might change it maybe if Jones starts, but I'm gonna leave it. Probably ain't going back in this. So I like the Rams minus 10.5 with the banged up team they have right now. Barkley's not going to play, and
Rams for sure.
Okay, Eric.
Yeah, I got the Rams.
Okay.
I mean, that's a better. I don't understand how Indianapolis got 10 over Houston, and that's only 10.
Yeah. Chiefs minus 6.5 at the Washington football team. I'm going Chiefs because last time the Chiefs were backed against the wall, they went on the road. I think they do it again this week against Washington. What do you think, fellas?
I got Chiefs.
Chiefs.
I'm going to pick Washington and watch Kansas City struggle with a
Okay.
2-4 record. Then
Carolina, Minnesota. Carolina minus 1.5 at home over the Vikings.
Yeah.
Willie.
Easy Vikings.
Ooh,
Vikings.
Wow.
I'm going Panthers.
I'm like the Vikings, but these on the road. I'm going Panthers. Their defense playing really well right
McCaffrey will probably be back.
And Minnesota hasn't been scoring that many points and winning
now.
games.
And last time they
Is
played,
Cook still out too?
It doesn't matter.
Madison ran for 120 yards last
Yeah,
week.
it doesn't
so,
matter.
yeah.
Those guys are like.
I think Cook might be a
identical.
little more electric in the passing game, but Madison can run the ball just as well.
Yeah.
So Chargers, Ravens. Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Ravens are the
minus
favorite.
minus 3.5 at the Ravens. I got to take the Ravens just because they're at home.
I'm going to take the Clippers. They've been on fire.
Okay.
Remember the Ravens were at home against Indianapolis.
That's a tough one.
And they didn't cover either.
Chargers are hot. Sticking with them. They're both hot
The
for
3.5.
Christ's sake. Yeah, they're.
I'm taking the Chargers too.
Would you say the Chargers are electric?
Because you know what? It's going to rain that game.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
And then everybody would be electrocuted.
Got more of a chance of getting shot in Baltimore
They'll
than
be
getting
charged.
rained on.
Baltimore.
How about the Cardinals at the Browns? Cardinals getting 2.5 at the Browns.
I'll take the Browns.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns. The champagne will be popped.
If the Browns watch what the 49ers did defensively, I'm going with the Browns.
I'm going Browns. I think their defense plays better this week after last week's problems.
But Arizona didn't score this week, so who knows? They come back and
Raiders plus 3.5 at the Broncos.
Raiders are done.
I'm going to take the Broncos. In that.
Broncos.
Another, I was going to say another good one might not be as good. Dallas at New England, a pretty decent road test. We see if Belichick has dialed up for Dak Prescott. -4 on the road at the Patriots. I like the Cowboys.
Dallas.
I wouldn't be. I still think, like I said earlier, congratulations to Cowboys winning the NFC East. But I feel like the Patriots could win this. Straight up. I'm going to take I'm taking the Patriots.
Their old boy against Tom. They kept it close. I'm going Patriots.
Yeah, I got the Pats.
Seahawks plus 4.5 at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's minus. I'm taking the Steelers -4.5 at home.
Yeah,
I'm taking
Seahawks.
Geno Smith.
Yep. And the big game of the week, possibly another big game, Buffalo at the Titans. Titans getting 5.5 at home.
Yeah, it was 3.5. Now it's 5.5 after that big impressive game on.
I'm going to take the Titans to cover that spread, but lose the game and a field goal at the end.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Taking the Titans plus
That's
3.5.
a great game, actually.
Bills.
I like the Bills in that too.
Don't forget to save them.
Save them right now.
Yeah, I already did them, and then it didn't save.
I'm taking the Titans as well.
You hit all of them.
You got to save each week as you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for Pete's sake!
I
Is
just
that how
did
that
2
works?
weeks.
Is that how that works?
No, I did 2 weeks and I saved it, and I went back.
Why would you go 2 weeks? Don't you want to go week to week?
No, I want to get ahead of the game.
He's got that book.
I can always change
Marty
them.
McFly came back with.
Yeah, the one where the Cubs win the World Series in 2014.
So we already did our closing thoughts. So
I got mine.
Oh, go ahead.
Did you finish your closing thought?
I sure did.
Oh, you said you brought the picks, so you didn't say nothing else.
That's right.
So that's all you want to say? That's your closing thought?
Oh, you know what?
Oh, Christ.
You got
Here we go.
crocheted slippers.
I'm going to Fall Down Drunk Fest this weekend.
I didn't get an invite.
Isn't that every week?
You know what?
Willie, isn't that every weekend for you?
I would have never invited you because you know what? You're going. I know what football game you're going to. You never pick me.
Who's
over-
going? Just you and Shauna?
We're just going there to work.
Oh, so that's
Oh, thanks for the invite. I could have got free food.
You could have came.
I could have got free food. We
Come
got
on up there and
nothing
get
to
free
do.
food. Bring
No.
a tent.
No.
Bring a tent.
Too late.
Why am I going to bring a tent? I ain't staying overnight.
Why not?
Because I'm an old man.
I'm not doing
I'll just
anything
drive
this
home.
weekend.
Come on up. Drive on up.
No, I'm
Where you
busy. I'm
working
busy.
at?
Down by Al Johnson's.
Okay. You got a
On the
little
roof?
tent out there?
Yeah, we do.
So it's you and Shauna are going?
Yeah, I think we're.
And you're going to pitch a tent.
That's, as far as I know, that's all it's going. So
Just don't count on Willie for a ride home.
I'll bring my own
That was
car.
the last year anniversary. Yeah, it was last week. Last week, yes.
Yeah, your birthday.
Oh, the birthday. That's right.
The-
That's when he deserted you at the bar.
yeah.
See, this year's gotten a lot better for you.
Yeah. I didn't get left anywhere this year.
Yeah. Well,
You almost
Almost
got
got
left in
left.
Key West.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
no
That's a good
shit.
point.
But not a bad place to be left.
No, not at all.
better than Lucci's.
Yeah, no shit.
No offense to AJ.
No offense.
It's a good place.
So yeah, I think that's. I have no closing thoughts. It was a good week.
Hopefully this week's better.
Hopefully,
Made it to 50.
Do we know what we're gonna do next week? Showtime.
Maybe Thursday because busy Monday, Tuesday. So we'll have to see how it works out for the week.
Because the bench warmers are going. One bench warmer is going to the ring ceremony, correct?
Yeah, I am. Yep, I'm giving them out.
right.
I'll be on the court
You got everybody.
because I'm gonna sing national anthem too.
With
Big
one
deal.
with one call, that's all. Just
Yeah,
the two of
Me
you.
and David Grubber.
Grubber.
Me and David Grubber.
And we're gonna have a dessert.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have dessert next.
Yep.
Okay, so that's it.
We'll spare the masses from that, though.
Yeah,
Just
we
do that
we
on our-
are the basement bench warmers. For Ed, Eric, and Glenn who stopped by. Thanks for stopping by tonight, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn.
Also for Willie, everybody have a great week. And remember, there's one closing thought I have for everybody. Like Eric said, delete those emails.
I hate goodbyes. Sorry, folks. Park's closed.
What happened? I blacked out.
Because we did something today that no one thought we could do, including us. So we're going out, we're celebrating, and we're going to rub it in this city's face.
I swear I've seen a lot of stuff in my life, but that was awesome.
Bye, Felicia.
Kids, there's Big Ben and there's Parliament.
Let's give them more buys and highs.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.